treasure that's so shiny. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, I'm proud to be. In whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure that's so shiny. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm so shiny. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and my partners love me for it. I'm a natural 20 when it comes to being me. I'm a time traveler, so Alonzi. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice order, and proud to be. I'm a flying ace.
Wait, we weren't sharing that majesty with the internet?
No, not yet. Shit, now we are, except, my overlays are all fucked up. Damn it. Fike needs to get in here.
I'm coming, just like usual.
Messing up my overlays. I set it up for Nobiero, but...
I'm trying to find the Mountain of Moria, because I play music in the background for me.
I play music through, like, soundscapes through the Roll20.
For some reason, I turn it on and off, and it doesn't work for me. Like, it
Go
just
into
doesn't...
your gear. There's a master music volume thing in there. Maybe that's...
Yeah,
God
it's all the
damn
way
it,
up.
Knox. Look
It's
at
all the
you,
way
you
up.
handsome fuck.
How about if I turn it up a little bit? Does that help?
Hang on. Let me try refreshing it.
I mean, right now,
go ahead.
Try to keep
That's how it's playing. It just should automatically be playing.
There it is. I can hear it now.
Now everybody,
go.
yay.
All right. Let's get started. Shantui.
Okay.
Alrighty. So last session, you guys had decided that you were going to assist Tharn with a request that was given to him by the council of helping them with a problem that they were having with the Shimmer Shimmer Green
Grove.
Shiver Green.
Shiver Green, yeah.
Shiver Green Grove that was once called the Flame Reach Grove until you guys went in there and were able to deal with the influence from the fire elemental plane that was keeping it thus. As you were getting ready to leave your keep, or not your keep, but Grayskull Embassy, to travel to the Shivergreen Grove to meet up with your old friend Lorkthar, the druid of the pirate tribe that was there to help out when the grove was on fire. There was a flash of lightning and thunder, and suddenly appearing before you in the road was Stormbreaker Krios Brontes with a rather large Goliath companion who he introduced you to as Vanya Stormfollow. He explained to you that he was in search of the champions of Challenge, the Day of Challenge, as he had challenged Targ, the champion of the individual competition, and kicked the ever-living shit out of him, and was looking for a group that he could travel with and find the next challenge with. You invited him to come along with you, and you traveled for the next 2 or 3 days to the Shivergreen outpost, where you met up with Lorkthar and as well as a member of the Lyceum, the Alabaster Lyceum, that was there to assist as far as research with what was going on. They explained to you that there was apparently some sort of undead presence in the grove that was stopping it from being able to regenerate after the fires had been put out. Tharn seemed to think that this was a simple matter that he could fix post-haste. After explaining that it was probably something that these people had overlooked, and that he could easily deal with this issue. You all began to venture, after taking the proper precautions, began to venture into the Shivergreen, dealing with the floating particulate matter that was in the air, With a clever use of some wetted bandanas, you were able to, for the most part, not have that affect the majority of the group. But after you finding your way to the very center of the grove, you ran into a what you later found out to be the cursed willow of the Shivergreen, which you did combat with as it lashed out with necrotic attacks, as well as different root and noose whip attacks and things of this nature, almost claiming the life of your paladin rogue friend, Father Fike. Its necrotic pulse being quite damaging. Eventually, Renata was able to strike the final blow with nature's boon, releasing the curse and the lost souls that had bound themselves to this landscape from so long ago, having been massacred here by the fires of um, had been massacred by Thordak, the Cinder King, so long ago as they tried to flee the city. After finally defeating it, taking a sense of the land, Tharn thinking that he could heal the grove. Now, with this curse lifted, you ventured back to the Shivergreen outpost, where you said your heartfelt goodbyes with Tharn, as he was going to stay behind to help the druids here heal the land and help regrow the grove. Um, After saying your goodbyes, Biero drew his teleportation circle on the ground as you all stepped through it after a brief and shocking interaction between Noxus and Fike. You all stepped through the teleportation circle, heading towards Craghammer, and that is where we will pick up as you arrive in Craghammer.
Yay! Now we get to hear Bill with a Scottish accent.
Hey, oh.
Oh,
How do you know it's going to be Scottish? Why can't my dwarves be Russian?
Because normally when you do it, they are either Boomhauer or Scottish, Irish-ish.
Depends on where they're from.
Craghammer.
The answer is Craghammer.
It's always Craghammer.
You guys just met Strats, who was a very French Spanish kind of accent. So
He's from Marquette, right?
he was from Marquette, yes.
That is why. But
That's where he told you he was from anyway.
This is Craghammer.
Oh,
he's
scandals.
a man of mystery, I think.
Yes.
Yes,
Hey, wait, he's an international man of mystery.
he is.
An international dwarf of...
Is he the most interesting man alive?
The most interesting dwarf, anyway.
Dos
As you, as your vision comes back to you from the purplish arcane energy of the teleportation circle, you find yourselves standing in a dark room. No light source after the purple arcane light of the teleportation circle's magic wears off. You find yourselves standing in a darkened room in a relatively cramped space, especially with your new large companion filling up so much of it. Um,
I'll cast light on the tip of my staff.
as you cast light on the tip of your staff, Shango, the room is illuminated. It's rather small, only like 10 feet by 10 feet or so, maybe 15 feet by 15 feet if you're being generous. The ceiling is probably no more than like 12 feet tall. There is what appears to be a wooden and iron reinforced door opposite you. And as you look down at your feet, you can see familiar arcane runes and sigils in a cylindrical or a circular shape, as to the ones that Bureau had just finished drawing on the ground of just outside of the Shiver Green outpost.
Announce ourselves, we did?
Bureau appeared to send a message.
I suppose you know where you're going, Bureau.
I mean, I've never actually teleported here before. The last time I came to Craghammer, I came the traditional route, and they gave me the teleportation sigil for before I went into the Underdark if I needed to make a quick escape here, but I've never actually used it before.
You said there was only one door like in front of us, right?
Yes.
Well, one way out there appears to be only, so
Let's go for it.
Well,
Go
there
reach
is
for
a-
the door.
All right, you reach for the door. It appears to be locked.
I
Well,
got
there's
it.
another way.
Lovely.
There is another way.
I got it.
We can go back.
Nope. No,
I
got
bang
it.
on
No,
the
I'm just
door.
Are you going to be able to do that all right, Fike?
Vanya Lee steps forward like a cop doing a drug bust and just boof, boof, boof,
Ha!
bangs 3 times quite loudly on the door.
Holds the ears slightly.
You wait for about 30 seconds to a minute. It does not appear that anyone is responding to the knock.
Huh.
Yes,
Did
maybe
you teleport
something.
us into jail?
I mean, I told them we were coming. Usually, in a scenario like this, either someone comes and lets you out, or at the Lyceum, they are magically made aware that someone's come, so they will open the door and whatnot. But
Did they not tell you where this arcane sickle was?
like I said, I've never used it before. I usually, places like this will put them in rooms like this so that, like, you know, people with ill intent, they'll put their arcane circle, their teleportation circles in secure rooms like this, so people with ill intent that might be able to get their hands on the circle rooms can't just come into their strongholds or whatever and run amok.
I suppose that doth make sense.
As folks just in there with the lockpicks going, ha, ill intent. I love it.
As he says that, the door swings open as Fike hits the right tumblers and appears to have bypassed the lock of the door.
Did we get any kind of like short rest or anything like that before we left? Because
no, we just straight up went.
No.
Cool.
No.
we need us to remember to rest once in a while.
We're going to restaurant. Like I'm at that store. I'm just gonna bang on the door again, and I just go, "We're friends of the Thunderbrands. Please do not shoot us." Like as I'm slowly opening the door.
Yeah. You
Turn
open the
like
door
axed.
into what appears to be a worked stone hallway, almost like that goes to the left and to the right. There are a couple different similar-looking doors to the one you just came out of that line the hallway in each direction.
Is there anyone around, or is it just empty hallway?
Make a perception check. Looking around and listening closely, you don't hear the hustle and bustle of people, and it doesn't. You don't see anyone in your immediate vicinity, Shango. That would indicate that there are people around.
Is it all level, or does one side slope up or down?
They're both level. Each hallway goes for what seems to be about 20, 30 feet, and then they both turn the same direction. If you were to go to the left, it turns right. If you go to the right, it turns left, and it looks like there's stairs that go upward.
Gotcha.
Ren's generally letting Biero take the lead since he at least knows the area probably more than all of them, but we'll stay right behind him. Front.
Yeah, he goes, "This is weird. Usually they send someone to let you out of the room, I would imagine."
If we get into combat, I'm telling you right now, I am running right back into this room and I'm locking the door behind
Perfect.
me.
We would hope you would
You don't
do such a
understand.
thing, Fike.
Bureau says there's no chance that we're in any sort of danger. We're talking about, this is I don't know if any of you ever been to Craghammer before, but this is the estate of House Thunderbrand, the masters of arcane practice here in Craghammer. It is magically protected by so many arcane wards. For someone to assault this estate would be like trying to assault a magically protected fortress.
I
They have
believe
very
those are
pickable
considered.
locks.
Yes, I believe those are considered famous last words, Biero. So I would be careful.
Yup.
Look, I figure we're due for one, right? Like one of these things has got to go our way.
Well,
Why must thou jinx it?
you're
Expected
so young
PR.
still.
I'm just gonna use the bone staff to just hold my weight, and I'm just gonna start limping towards the stairs and try to see if I can
So
see.
Bureau starts leading you guys off towards the left, down to the end of the hallway, and then he turns to the right, and you begin heading up a set of stairs that you quickly recognize are like a spiral staircase that leads upwards. As you get to the top of the staircase, there's another door that Bureau lightly knocks on as he opens it, as it leads you into what looks to be like some sort of study or sitting room. There are large, what looks like bearskin rugs all over the floors. The walls are lined with bookshelves that are filled with many leather-bound tomes. There is a closed desk, like those desks that have like the roll-up kind of like letter writing desks that have like that spot that can roll down and be locked. There's a couple other small sitting areas that have what look to be like small trays with several different so some small glassware that's filled with several different liquids. You imagine there's some sort of dwarven alcohol. And there is a warm hearth and fireplace off to one side of the room that appears to be burning as you come in.
Is there anyone in there, or is it also empty?
Make a perception check.
Distracted by
It
books.
appears to be empty.
I'll take a quick look over the spines of the books to get an idea what kind of books they are.
Make an investigation check. You're going through. There is a wide array of, as you kind of like work your way across the wall of one section. It is a impressive library. And it appears to be well organized by different sections. A lot of books appear to be on arcane theory, different schools of magic, broken up by school of magic. There's a section on abjuration. There's a section on transmutation. There's a section on evocation, and so on. There's another section that appears to be all pertaining to both the histories of specifically House Thunderbrand, the histories of Craghammer, and the histories of Taldore and Exandria at large. There's sections on the gods and the different religions of Exandria, different sets of lore. There's all kinds of different books, and it's a rather impressive collection and library.
Ren's gonna head over to head over to the first door she sees and try to open it and peek out and see if anyone else is around.
Yeah, there's two doors, it appears, in this room. There's one on the wall opposite to you guys. On the wall to the left, there is that fireplace that's going, and all off on the wall to the right, there appears to be another set of double doors.
Probably go for the double doors.
You
We'll
walk
go with her.
over. Who's that going with her?
Vanya.
Vanya. You walk over to those. As you push them open, it appears they appear to go into some sort of greeting or foyer area. You look around; it is made of again worked stone. There's a large red and gold long rug that leads from what you would guess is probably a front door. There's also a set of double doors that leads towards to your left. Then that's off to your right, and it leads off to your left to what appears to be those like split staircases that are one on each side of that rug. There's a large table in the middle that has what appears to be this magical centerpiece to it of all these swirling different spheres of precious of different kinds of stone and precious gems and metals. You would imagine all the things that are mined from the mines here in Crackhammer. It appears to be a small ball of mithril, a small ball of platinum, a small of marble, and a couple of different other kinds of stone. A small ball, and they're all whirling in like this almost helix kind of shape that around each other in this weird pattern. And these two split curved staircases, one to the left and right, that each curve and go up to a second story.
Ren initially
Are there
walks
any-
towards that centerpiece thing and kind of looks at it with some nostalgia. She hasn't seen something like that in a while.
Are there any people in here?
Make a perception check. You don't see any people.
This smells like wizardry to me. Everybody's just.
Yes.
Are there not supposed to be people here? Shouldn't we have
He says,
found
"No,
someone by now?
yes, we should have. I mean, I messaged Tara right before we came, and she responded with her usual, it's about time. I've been waiting on you for a few days kind of response.
Are you able to message her again?
Let me check his character sheet to see if he's got spell slots for that. I
What?
certainly can, he says, and he will cast Sending.
While
And you
he's doing
watch.
this, I just wanted to do Divine Sense. So whenever he's done.
Yeah, you do Divine Sense. That's 60 feet range, I believe.
Yes.
And could you pull that up for me? What exactly does that detect? So while he's doing this, thank you. Celestial, fiend, or undead, desecrated or consecrated. Yeah, nothing goes off on your divine sense, Noxus. You watch as Biro goes through his familiar cast. You've watched him cast Sending dozens of times now. Speaks his message aloud, and when he finishes, he waits and kind of stands there and waits, as you've watched him do dozens of times before. And he waits, and he waits. And he says, "She's not responding."
That's not good.
Famous last words.
Rather odd it is.
That means one of two things.
Which are?
Well, she could not be on this plane of existence.
Does Tara
As
make
a
a habit of
powerful magic user, that is a possibility, though I don't know why she would do that if, I told her we were on our way.
out of character question? How long ago
And
did he
the
message
other
the
one
last
I
time?
really don't wish to consider.
How long ago did he message the last time? That was only like 5 minutes ago, right? Or just before we left.
Yeah, it was as you guys were saying goodbye to Tharn.
To Thorn, right? Yeah.
So it was probably like 10 minutes before you guys stepped through the teleportation circle.
Can I Hang on, I want to read it real quick before I cast it.
Do you have the slots? You haven't had a short rest.
I still have Paladin.
Oh, you're using paladin stuff. Okay.
I have.
And I still have 1 5th level.
Well, at that though, I'm gonna second wind because I haven't done that yet.
Okay. Second wind.
Probably a good idea.
Okay, can I cast? So for the concentrating as well as I want to cast detect good and evil.
Sure.
Shit.
How do I get that in the thing for you? Do I just click it?
Yeah,
Yep,
you
it's in
got
there.
You're
it.
doing it.
You did
Okay.
it. You're doing it. You're doing it, Peter.
You're doing it, Peter. You're doing it,
It
Peter.
lasts for 10 minutes. For the duration, you know if there is an abjuration, celestial, elemental, fey, fiend, or undead within 30 feet of you, as well as where the creature is located. Similarly, you know if there is a place or object within 30 feet of you that has been magically consecrated or desecrated. The spell can penetrate most barriers, blah, blah, blah. All right, so you're still in the study, and you instantly get you instantly detect two fey presences as you wheel around and look. As they finally register on your senses, you're nervous at first, but when you wheel around and look, you're relieved as you recognize what they are. They are two similar things to have that you guys have in your own manor back in Whitestone. It appears to be unseen servants going about cleaning the study.
Okay. I will. I will start. I'll say, all right. I only have this for a while. We need to start. We need to start walking around, and I will just start beelining for the closest door to me, and I will open it and look inside, and just. I'll start walking to see if I can find anybody.
There's the double doors that Renata and Vanya walked through, and then
I'll
there's
go
the.
there. I'll go
Okay.
there to make it easy because I know they go in there, so I want to stay in the
All right.
group.
So you follow them into that like entryway foyer area with that same centerpiece in the middle, and you can see Renata is kind of like looking it over. And kind of catching her breath a little bit and looking it over with a slight, like a little grin on her face. And Vanya is kind of walking around, just looking around. His head's kind of moving from the upstairs landing around to the different, different. There's huge portraits on the walls. Of different dwarves. You imagine probably Thunderbrands that have lived here over the years. Bureau comes out and says, I know where her room is. We can here if you guys
So yeah, I'll start following him.
Oh,
want to follow me.
I'll
I'll
tap
go with him.
Fike on the shoulder.
No,
Should we
no.
should we follow? We should.
Sure. I wanted to defend the books, but yeah, sure, I'll follow.
You watch as Bureau not running, but like kind of like hastily moving. Starts making his way up the stairs to the second floor. Up one of those kind of like the banister staircase.
Gonna make sure if I can Jingo are catching up and then keep going after him.
Vanya's following him too.
All right.
I'm right behind them.
All right. Makes his way up the stairs, takes an immediate right, goes down a hallway lined with more of those portraits on the walls in between different doors that all appear to be closed. Nothing appears to be out of place. It doesn't look like there's been any struggle here or anything like that. There's no signs of. No obvious signs of like fighting or spells being cast or anything like that. He goes down to the end of the hallway, which has a T intersection, takes a left, heads up another set of stairs, set of spiral staircases, heads up that. When he gets to the top, opens a door that leads into another hallway, takes a right there, goes down the hallway to the third door on the left, and knocks on it and waits for a second.
Do I feel anything, or is
Uh,
it gone?
you pick up a couple more unseen servants.
Okay.
But nothing else. And then knocks on the door, a couple times, waits for a second, doesn't get a response, tries to jiggle the handle, and it doesn't move, and he just kind of steps back and turns to you, Fike, and says, if you'd be so kind.
Yeah, yeah, sure. I got it.
Poor Fike.
Fike, you start, your physical state is starting to catch up with you.
I'm dead. I'm literally
Yeah.
dead.
Yeah.
Quite a bit. You've got the same hit points as like a commoner at the moment, like just like a random NPC that's like a dock worker or a warehouse worker or a farmer, and you're working your tools in there, and it's just not it's an intricate lock. It's not doing anything.
Like move for a minute,
All right, I got it. I move.
and I just take my foot and I push it straight through the door.
Make an
Literally
athletic- make a strength check.
This is Sparta.
Yeah, I Spartan kick it.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh
You
no!
have the same HP as Zephyr. That's
Oh
not good.
no.
Did you say athletics or did you say strength?
Strength, just straight strength. This is. Your foot is confronted with sturdy dwarven craftsmanship, and you get a tweak in your knee as you are rebuffed.
Shit! Oh!
Should I perhaps try?
Yes, fine. You
However,
go,
at
you
the
go.
loud noise, you hear a voice come from down the hall. Who's making all this racket?
Grandpa Thunderbrand!
There's someone here.
I don't recognize your voice. You're not one of my grand.
All right, Grandpa.
Bureau.
We need your help.
Did you get muted? Oh, there you are.
Nope,
Okay.
Sorry.
He just wasn't talking.
I just wasn't talking. You watch as coming around, coming from down the hall, the opposite direction that you came from, a door opens and you see an old male dwarf with a long white beard, wearing wearing
Pajamas?
no, he's wearing like wizard's robes, in like a deep blue, with they're kind of similar to the ones you had seen on Terra before. They're like a royal blue with gold trim and a slightly lighter sky blue in there a little bit, but a more kind of like masculine version of these robes. He has these gold bands worked into the braids of his beard and his hair. He has a tall staff that is gleaming, that appears to be made of some sort of black or white marble with like black veins running through it. And at the top, floating without touching anything, appears to be a ball of pure mithril, like a perfect
Nice.
sphere of mithril as he comes down the halls, adjusting these bifocals, these glasses, these thick glasses that sit at the end of his nose, and holding in his other hand, he has like this curved, like what you would think is like a battle horn instrument, but he's sticking it into his ear. As he's coming down the hallway and said, "I certainly don't recognize you. How did you all get into the Thunderbrand residence?"
Wait,
Bureau.
Grandpa, you don't recognize me?
Noxus.
Speak now,
He-
or I'll banish you to a terrible plane of existence where you'll never come back from.
Oh no!
The
No!
address. The
Not
address
with
of
Piero.
the circle was given to our friend here,
Yes.
pointing at Piero. He's a friend of House Thunderbrand.
Bureau steps forward and says, Stedos, I apologize for the intrusion. I had told Tara that we were coming. We came in through the basement. We knocked and no one came to let us out, and we came through the house not finding anyone, so we grew nervous and came up the stairs to see if we could find Tara. We didn't mean to. He says, "Oh, Biero, you're yes, that's right. You were supposed to come. We sent you. I remember now. Um, Tara should be in her room. There's no need to be making all this racket. I was just in the middle of an important arcane experiment."
Locked the room appears to be, and
Insight
no answer
check.
I'll make an insight check.
and no answer we get.
He was probably napping.
Yeah, that's right. I know what old people do.
We can't get the door open, and she won't answer.
No.
Indeed.
Oh,
She
that's
won't even answer to our messages.
really. Well, this won't do. And he walks over and kind of like moves you all aside, steps in front of the door and cracks his staff on the ground. And you guys hear what sounds like a clap of thunder in your immediate vicinity, which sounds like a knock even 1,000 times louder than the ones Vanya was doing downstairs. And as he does, the door just kind of like swings open.
Well, that was easy.
The door itself is not broken though, right?
No, it just like
Yeah.
opened.
Okay.
You make an Arcana check, Shango.
Sure. Where is it?
You recognize it as a knock spell. He just
Okay.
cast a knock spell.
Yeah.
And the door swings open, and he walks inside. It's a rather large, what looks to be like personal quarters. There's a huge king-sized, like canopied bed off to one side. There's a large desk strewn full of papers and knickknacks off to one side. There are several shelves filled with different books. There are several trunks and chests that are closed that kind of line the end of the bed. And there is also what looks to be off to one side of the room, kind of like right next to each other, an alchemy station. As well as just next to that, there appears to be an enchanter's table. And just next to that, an even more intriguing sight. It appears to be, looks almost like one of those like bird baths. Like a single pillar beneath it that comes up to this bowl that appears to be filled with some sort of liquid, but it is made out of this almost emerald green like glass substance that you instantly recognize as residuum.
I'll walk over to that. Is there anything in it?
There is some sort of liquid filling the bowl at the top. It is crystal clear and pristine and unmoving. You recognize this Noxus from your use of this is like a glass pool. It's like almost like kind of like Galadriel's mirror. It's a device used for scrying, but it appears to be constructed completely out of residuum.
Ooh, interesting.
Are you sharing that information, Nox, or
Yeah, I basically say it's like my my crystal ball.
most
Except-
impressive?
Not,
Except
because it's made out of
Except it's residuum.
yeah.
Yeah. Most impressive. More practical your ball is to carry around.
Yeah. Yeah, just a little bit.
Are there any?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, are there any people or any signs of like a disturbance in here?
Make an investigation
Alright.
check.
I was gonna ask the same thing.
Right.
Make your own investigation check,
It
Shango.
begins.
Oh,
I'm trying to help Shango.
I'm actually.
There's a lot of stuff.
Probably
Help
a better
action,
idea
take
than
it.
helping me.
A lot of stuff in here, Vanya. A lot of wizard stuff.
Is there a
Wizard
bed in
bullshit.
this room?
There is a bed in this room. Yeah, there's like I said.
All right, I'm gonna go
large,
investigate that.
king-sized canopy bed that's made and like looks like someone like made the bed. It has that nice crease fold at the top. There are a bunch of pillows that probably aren't necessary.
I'm gonna go investigate that with my face.
Okay. Mike just walks over and
Wait,
like,
fight! Well, Frank's asleep.
It's a very good thread count.
Sorry,
Just
guys, we
apologetic
lost
to the
Mike.
old man, like sorry he
yeah.
had a day.
Stetos, which you heard Bureau refer to this gentleman as, um, uh, uh, he looks over and says, "I don't know that it's particularly polite, though I don't spend much time outside of Crackhammer with different cultures, but around here it's not particularly considered polite to just lie down in another person's bed."
Our apologies, sir. He hath had quite the day, unfortunately.
He looks like he just went 5 rounds with an Umber Hulk.
You
Close.
don't want to know what we went up
Something
against.
similar.
Oh,
The more life-draining one, though.
Chango, as you have advantage.
I was helping.
Ren said, yeah.
Oh, you were
Ren said
helping.
she's
Sorry, I did not hear that. You begin looking around the room. Most of the chests and stuff still appeared to be locked. The room is very neat. Everything appears to have a place to it. All the books are put away and well organized, much like the study was down on the first floor. Um, the little alchemy lab set. All the glass beakers and everything are very well cleaned and put away in their proper places. There doesn't even appear to be any like spill marks on the table. Same with the enchanter's table. All the different ingredients that would be used. You're familiar with enchanting tables. You've used them previously. It has drawers for all the different ingredients that appear to be put away and properly. Properly organized, not quite to like an OCD fashion, but just someone who like takes care of their workspace and keeps everything in its proper place. The only thing that looks a little bit not like that is you look over at the desk where there appears to be a couple different papers just kind of like laid out. Not and just kind of like left on the desk and not really put away. And there's like a what looks to be some sort of trinket sitting on top of the desk as well.
What about these? And pointing to those. See if Shango can look them over.
Interesting. So head over and see what the papers are with the trinket.
You kind of step over and look, kind of like lean over the desk, looking down, and there is an open envelope. As you pick that up and kind of look at it, there's a seal on it that Bureau instantly recognizes and points out to you and says, "That's Asum's seal."
Wait, how did he get all the way over here?
It's correspondence. I imagine he didn't deliver it himself. But
Yes.
you look down at the table, and there's a note on the table, and sitting next to it is what appears to be some kind of an amulet. The letter begins. The letter, as you start reading it before you pick it up, starts reading much like any kind of letter. It starts out with general, asking after what she was doing in she was making inquiries about access to residuum, and just kind of like asking if there was something he could help on. He knows that she's been working on, trying to find ways to find Elsa, or Elise. I'm sorry, I think it's hold on.
No, it's Elsa.
It was
Elsa,
Elsa,
yeah.
ways to find Elsa and whatnot. However, Shango, as you pick up the paper, almost at your contact with it, all the words begin to shift and change, and the letters rearrange themselves.
I drop it out of like a startlement. Like,
Something wrong.
You drop it, and as it lands back on the desk, the letters rearrange and go back to the way they were before you picked it up.
Move the words you saw?
You saw it happen too, Ren.
Yes.
I'll just poke it with put a finger on top of the paper.
You put your finger on top of the paper, and as you make contact with it, all the letters begin to shift and change again.
Most interesting this is.
To what? Is it a different thing, or is it just jumbled?
At first, they're rearranging, and it almost looks like a word jumble, but eventually they come to a stop. It's still in common, and you can read it now. Who's reading it?
He's peeking over his shoulder, basically, at this point.
Yeah, Ren and me.
All right, so Ren and Shango, if you would join me, or if everyone else could go into secrets while they stay here for me.
Secrets?
Oh, Fike's not here.
Yeah, Fike's not at his computer at the moment.
Fike's not at his computer.
Oh, wait, there he is. Oh, get out, Fike.
Bye.
Get out.
Get your ass in secrets.
Bye.
As you guys look at it and begin to read, the letter reads as follows. To the meddlers in Drenna, I'm glad you were able to find one of the presents I left for the people you care about. I've sent similar gifts to all those you hold dear. After our quarrel in Amman at the Grey Skull Embassy, I've seen that it is difficult for me to deal with you in a head-up fashion. Therefore, if I can't go about the direct route, I will hurt you in other ways by going after the ones you care for. Signed, Bosvir.
Yep.
He just looks at Shango and... Of course.
If you bring the rest
We can go back to the... I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Everybody bog?
Is
You
Grandpa
guys-
still in the room?
He is. He's kind of looking around in a different section. He's still kind of glancing over at Fike every now and again.
Ren's just
And,
reading this, and then our expression hardens, and then gets
You
super
turn and
angry.
look over at the trinket. It appears to be some sort of an amulet with a chain that has a sickly green looking gem in the center of it.
As I'm reading the letter, same with Ren's face, my face.
And it looks like it was kind of just dropped on the desk.
Yeah. Face gets more and more serious till I eventually slam the fist down on the table. And looking at the amulet, nobody touched that.
Why?
What's going on, Weatherman?
What happened?
Bosvir is back, worse than ever.
Apparently he hath decided to go the indirect route.
What's that?
Like the coward he is, he realizes superior we are, so he goes after the ones we care for.
Piero was not even there.
But he was the second time.
And Amon he was indeed.
Yes, but
We done diddly pissed this tiger off.
He done be diddly pissed. He done pissed off.
yeah, just suddenly, just like this thing, and then, fuck.
Holy shit! Renata said, "Fuck, guys."
I second
That's
that notion.
awesome.
Is that not the correct term for this sort of situation?
That's right.
No,
I'm gonna get
yes.
out of bed.
Wait,
That was perfectly used, Renata.
you all know
put my hand
Bosvir
up.
as well?
What?
You know
Did you just
Bosvir?
say?
You all know him as well?
Just looking at Bonnie.
You know him as well, Vanya?
I pull out my spear and I hold it to his throat, like, okay, you got 5 seconds.
Whoa, Noxus!
I like take a fingertip and move the spear. Calm down. He is the reason I'm in Taldore. I'm going to kill him.
Oh,
Get in
and I
line.
make the spear disappear.
You as well.
Him and a lovely thunderstorm over the ocean in between. Fucking
What?
mage.
What?
Shit.
Bureau says, wait, what did the letter say exactly?
Signed by Buzz Veer. He realizes that we are superior and he cannot confront us directly. So we will go after each and every one we hold dear and send them gifts. With
Wait.
quotation marks
Yeah,
pointing at
looking towards the
at the
amulet.
the amulet.
What?
I,
Dude.
out of character question, I know that Basfi is a devil, right?
Yes.
Yeah, fiend.
Oh,
Yeah, you know specifically that because Tharn was able to explain. You know specifically that he is a devil. Yeah.
Oh,
Assume I
neat.
do. He collects them all in the 9 hells and holds them prison.
Is that so? Canst we check this? Exactly what this amulet does.
Yeah.
Bureau says, do any of you have a detect magic
With some
or
time, yes.
identify?
I could detect the magic. I can't tell you what it does. I can detect it though.
Can
You
you
gotta.
please
you
cast
gotta-
it?
Yeah, I got it. Boom.
You cast detect magic.
Interesting
There
incantation.
are several sources of magic stuff.
Too much.
Almost a little sensory overload.
It's like a rave party.
But
Too
as
much.
you look around the room, the enchanter's table, the scrying bowl and mirror all radiate magic. The the alchemist's set radiates magic. There are several items and books on the shelves that radiate magic. But the one that they all seem to be concerned about, this talisman on the desk, definitely radiates a strong magic from it. Specifically because I
And
believe it tells you the school.
Yeah.
It is conjuration magic.
So that would be the make stuff magic. And then that is enchanting magic. And some of those books are real smart magic. I don't know.
Make stuff.
They all
magic.
seem like real smart magic to me.
Shango, you can identify it, right? You got that thing in your book,
Yes,
right?
just some time I need. And I pull out my ritual book and start casting Identify.
Doth thou needest to touch it to do so? You hath done this
Right.
before.
Yeah, doesn't he need to touch it?
You do
Like,
for
I don't
identify.
know.
For identify, yes.
Ren just shakes her head at that.
Yeah, never mind. I didn't realize that.
Here's
Well,
the question:
it's
if I
hard
tried
to
to
erase.
break it, would it do something horrible to me?
Yes, Bureau says, please don't do that.
No.
You can
Might
certainly try.
Trap them.
What is the old man doing through this? Have we explained that?
He's listening and says, put your book away, boy. And he reaches out and touches the staff to the amulet and casts a spell through it. And he expends it, instead of doing the ritual, expends a spell slot to cast Identify. And you watch as his eyes kind of glaze over with this light blue arcane light. And after a few seconds goes by, he says, "Oh, Trixie, Trixie, that amulet has, if one is to make contact with it, will plane shift you to a very specific plane of existence."
All right,
Which is-
well, I
helps.
want to touch it. No, I don't touch it. I don't touch it.
Wait, what plane is it? Is it like
It's not a plane of existence that was created in creation. It was created Specifically, a demiplane created by someone.
Well, if we go in, can we get out?
That I can't tell you.
Would you be able to get us out if we went in?
Potentially.
Okay, so then why don't we just get her out then?
Also, from what the spell tells me, that plane of existence in there is time flows at a different speed.
Motherfucker.
Fucking
So-
wizards.
Faster,
If-
faster or slower, we know.
Much faster. So if Terra, as I believe we all think that she is stuck in there, right?
Yes.
If she's been in there for an hour, it will have felt like days.
Quick, Barrier. More sending you have left? We need to try to warn others.
He says, I gotta pull up his character sheet. He can cast, if he expends all his force, all the 4th, 3rd, and 6th level spells he has left, he can cast it 5 more times.
Necessary, I deem it, to warn all that we are most worried about that are dear to us. Maybe in time we can catch them before they fall into this trap.
I think we should tell Percy first.
Keyleth.
Eliza.
My mom.
My mother, Bureau says.
Certainly.
Ren doesn't say anything.
Neither does Vanya.
The council.
So Bureau will start using his sendings, basically sending off the same message over and over again, saying, you know, this has happened to a friend of ours. Be careful of, packages that you get in the mail. They could be a trap. So he sends it off to Percy. He sends one off to Assume. He sends one off to his mother. He sends one off to Keyleth. And he sends one off to. He's never met your mother, Noxus.
If I make a minor illusion with my spell and show him what she looks like, would he be able to?
He has to have met the person.
I see.
So he's got one other casting he can do for someone.
You said
You
someone,
guys
right,
have
Fike?
it. Fike, did you say someone?
Not that he would know.
Anyone else?
I tell him to tell Kima.
Kima? Alright. Well, he says he sent the one to Assume and told him to inform the rest of the council, so.
Oh, okay. And she's part of that.
Oh, Kima.
Yeah, Lady Kima.
Yeah, okay, so he'll send one to Kima then as well. And he is out of sendings.
Well,
Much obliged, Bureau. Much obliged.
well, we can't really go in there with.
Oh, I'm going in there, Bureau says.
Well, yeah, but you're spent. Like we're all spent. We can't go in there right now. I mean, look at Fike. No offense, Fike.
Wait, we can't.
I'm close to death.
You look beautiful, but
I understand that, but you heard what Stedos just says. If we sleep for the next 8 hours, it's going to feel to Terra like she's been stuck in this place for
weeks, months.
weeks.
And if
we go in now, we die.
and she shall be
So
stuck
what
in
good
there
are we
for
here?
potentially ever.
So what good are we if we go in there and die?
One of you can make a persuasion check with advantage to Biero, because he's feeling a little...
Not me, if anything, on the Bureau side.
I'm on Viero's side, but I can't.
I'll do it.
It's like, yes.
Do I get
it's not
advantage?
you, but
You have advantage because your compatriots are helping you, trying to convince him.
Persuasion. That is perception, persuasion.
I guess you're right. If we go in and get ourselves killed, we're not going to be able to help her.
Exactly. And I'm sorry, Viero. I understand. Very much.
Badzir's goal is to get us to come to him. So if we're gonna go to him, we gotta come in on wheels on fire. We need to sleep.
Yes, Fight. Yes, you do.
Yes.
You especially,
Oh,
Fike.
indeed.
That was my persuasion, by the way.
That was the help.
Stedos says, I'm sorry, but I feel a bit left behind. Who the fuck is Bosvir?
A dick.
the worst kind of.
A devil.
He's one of them cat things with the backwards hands.
Rakshasa.
Rakshasa.
Ratatas.
Ratata.
Ratatatas.
He's a what? I thought he was human.
You did not know.
What?
Yeah,
No!
You've only ever seen him as a human man.
Human, he certainly is not.
No, yeah, he's a bad guy.
Last time he hired some
Class.
assassins to come kill us.
Yeah.
no, not the
I think it was
class,
the Myriad.
Yeah, the
right?
Myriad. Yes.
Yeah, he works with them sometimes.
Ren just clenches her fists around the hilts of her swords, like, I was so close.
I convinced
Wait,
them.
we know from what Farn told us. We know if, like, okay, so out of character, we know if we kill Bosvir, he has a grudge against us. Do our in-game characters know that from what Farn told us?
Tharn explained that to you, yes.
He
If this
already
isn't
has
I just
a
wanna make
grudge
sure.
against us.
if this isn't very apparent that he has a grudge against us, I don't know
Yes,
what
this
is.
seemeth not to
No,
matter
I
either
just
way.
I wanted to make sure that I wasn't metagame.
Yeah.
So wait a minute, hang on, guys.
Right now, he
So-
just doesn't like you because, one, you meddled in his plans. Well, specifically the defenders. You meddled in his plans in Drenna, and then when he tried to come kill you for revenge on that, you kicked the shit out of him and almost
Yeah.
killed him. So he just really doesn't like you and wants to make yourselves, all of you, miserable. And he can kind of do that this way without actually having to get his hands
Yeah.
dirty. However, if you were to kill him, he is magically compelled by the rules of hell to come after whoever killed him until he kills them.
Right.
Convinced I am not. He actually wants us to come to him. Stated he has that a direct confrontation he wants to avoid.
Well, that just sucks for him.
Indeed.
I cannot disagree.
Yeah.
So
Doth
yeah,
indeed
Vanyu, you know
suck.
if you kill him, he'll hunt you for the rest of your life, right?
So then we kill him again.
I welcome the challenge.
I look at everybody else. I go, all right, this guy's fucking crazy.
Especially given the rest of my life is probably like 10 years or something.
Wait, what?
I'm 51 years old. I'm getting old.
Well, yeah. How long do you live?
80-ish, max.
Damn, boy.
Damn, you're old.
Ren just says nothing.
Yeah.
It sounds to me like you intend to go in after my terra.
Well, if we kind of didn't, we'd be dicks, and you'd probably be pissed at us. So I don't think we really have a choice.
I would.
We wouldn't
That's a
Seeing
either.
question.
how it was all of your actions that brought down this misfortune onto her head.
Hey,
Question
now,
is-
now. We were
I
just
don't
being
mean
good
it was
people.
intentional,
No.
but that
You're
is
right.
the way that it is.
Yep.
He was
You're right.
trafficking people. I had to try and kill him.
Wait,
Again, I understand he's a devil. Whatever conflict you may have had with him, I'm sure was legitimate. But the series of events leads to this. Yes,
And we are
Indeed.
taking responsibility for it. Yes.
and I appreciate that.
Yes. True it is we are the reason they are in trouble.
Right.
Yet not sure I am if the best way is to follow her through the amulet, or if another way to get her out there is.
Well, you all say you need a rest, but I can stay on this side and work while you all sleep towards trying to figure out a way to pull you all back out.
That would
Much
be
appreciated,
appreciated.
That would be.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
Yeah, any
So-
replies from the messages?
Bureau has literally been sitting there this whole time listening to all the individual replies
Okay.
from the messages, which is why he hasn't been talking.
He just holds up a finger.
Hold, please.
But he he explains to you in a truncated way, as opposed to just saying it all out in character. Keyleth responds with, she is familiar with Rakshasas and will beware, and is aware of their tricks and will beware. He gets some similar responses for the others, basically thank you for the heads up. We'll keep an eye on it, and best of luck in whatever you're dealing with. Is the responses that he gets back. You get the response he gets back from Kima is specifically for you, Noxus, telling you that you better go kick its ass.
Will do.
Maybe Terra, the only one was captured.
It
Certainly
appears
hope.
that from everyone he messaged, there was a.
Yeah, but there's still people that like
Yes,
Bureau doesn't know that we know.
yes. Not all we could message, unfortunately.
What about our Winston?
I'm out of
Doubt.
sendings,
Yes.
Bureau says.
It's alright.
Oh no, I was just. I
And
was
I don't
just,
know
I'm
who
just
this
talking.
Renston is that you speak of.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why I said. So I said, "Oh, wait a minute. You don't think you could get to Nemo, do you?
To who?
Sinemo,
He could get to Sunio.
the
I
Empress.
would doubt it.
Do you consider Sunimo near and dear to you?
I mean, he might think she is. I don't know.
Well, if I remember, Bureau says, if I remember correctly from what Tharn told us, Rakshasas are able to, at all times, probe the minds of the people around them and read their surface of thoughts and delve deeper. So who knows what he's been able to glean from us as to who we care about and where he might be able to press down on a nerve, as it were.
Oh wait, what about Nadine?
Yeah, it could be
Plenty of
Knox.
people there
We
is.
could just name people all day. It could be the
Yes.
fruit merchant that we knocked over his cart before we left him on.
My
It could
fruit!
have been- it could be anybody, but we gotta.
Did you
We're
ever pay
not-
that fruit merchant?
We're
for
not
his
doing
fruit?
any good to Terra talking around. We need action.
Precisely.
That's why.
Master Thunderbrand, we are sorry for intruding, but is there a place that we mayest rest here?
Aye, you all can. He kind of claps his hands together, and you watch as several unseen servants become slightly corporeal, and come floating into the room. And he says, "They will take you each to your own quarters, and while you all sleep, you watch as he casts a mage hand and lifts the amulet up off the desk and says, I will take this to my laboratory and see what I can learn about it."
Laboratory.
Thou hath our gratitude, sir. And then she bows
Thanks.
formally.
Hey! And he starts leaning on his wizard staff as he makes his way out of the room with the amulet floating in front of him as he heads back down the hallway from whence he came, as the different unseen servants escort all of you to your own rooms if you would like to go there and take a rest if there's not any
So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
How long are we taking of a short rest?
I believe you guys are taking
This is a long rest.
Long rest.
Yeah,
Need
sorry. How long are we taking of a
Long
rest?
rest is a minimum of 8 hours.
it. Mhm.
Hmm.
Very unrealistic to real life. We all get 8 hours sleep a night.
Right, that's why it's
Uh,
fantasy.
The only,
yourself.
the
In
only
this
reason I'm
fantasy world, if you want to regenerate things like all of your hit points and stuff like that, you do need 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yes.
so
actually pretty
all right,
It's a
so
fantasy.
Bill,
Close to
here's-
death. The next
When
day
you
you're
wake up
good.
in the morning having not getting 8 hours, do you feel like you've regenerated all of your hit points? I think not.
Yes.
I have a condition.
No.
So here is my thing that I am going to pitch to you. You can tell me yes or no. Can I take a
No.
short rest?
Okay,
Oh,
sorry,
okay.
go ahead. Go ahead. I'm just
Can
kidding.
I take a short rest and read the rest of my book? Because I only have 12 hours left, I think, or 8. Actually, 8. Yeah, I
How
only
many
have 8
hours do you
hours
have
left.
You would be
I have
able
8
to,
hours.
because you have to take an hour for a short rest. And the rest of your compatriots would be resting for 8 hours. And so you'd be able to finish 7 hours by the time they woke up. If they want to give you an extra hour to finish your book, then they could do that.
I feel like Bureau's not gonna let that fly.
No.
Yeah, no, 'cause the thing is, you just
Well, if we go into this thing, time flies.
right, but
So
Yes,
I'm
but
going to
you
lose
get
all
the
my
sense that
time.
the book moves at the
At your
time
speed.
that you do, yeah.
that you do. Yeah.
It's
Okay.
not how it's. If the book was tied to the prime material plane, then yeah, maybe. But like it,
The book is tied to you at this
Yeah,
point
and
because you're
no,
reading.
Okay,
even
'cause I
Actually,
didn't know that.
even
I
if it
was
was
just-
tied to the material plane, then
You'd have more
you would
time.
only have like you would spend a week in there and come back, and it's only like an hour later.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
so
you're
it'd
fine.
actually be beneficial to you if
Yeah.
it was tied to this
Okay.
plane.
All right, then I will take a full rest and I will take
Okay.
whatever. We get the full benefits back, right?
Of a long rest?
Of no losing our hit points.
Oh, the max. Yeah, if you take a long rest, the way Tharn and the other healers explained it to you is once you take a long rest, your hit points will all go back to where they were before the encounter with the cursed willow.
that's how sleep works, Knox. Obviously,
Yes.
first last 24 hours.
8 hours of sleep
Poor out.
cures everything.
Hell yeah, it does.
Oh, I was-
Magical fantasy
Yeah.
world.
In the
I
fantasy
was
world.
bitten by zombies and ghouls all day. Oh, a little bit
It's
of
all
a
good.
nap will just
Yeah.
get me.
Stabbed in the chest, just
so-
sleep.
So everybody can take 7 temporary hit points, right? I can give it to everybody. 5.
There's 6 people total in your party, including yourself.
Yeah, 5. So everybody can get 7 temporary hit points, and I get 14.
Shango, do you have a haste available that I could siphon from you before you
Yes.
take a long rest?
Yep.
Awesome, thank you.
So
Do you need
then,
anything from me?
I don't think
Does
so.
anyone want to get touched up as close as I have? Like basically all my spell slots, just to get you guys as close as you can to.
You don't have
Max.
sending or anything, right?
I'm at
No.
95 of 106, so I'm just gonna spend one of my hit back.
You take a long rest, you get
You're
only
taking a long rest, you get all your
HP
hit points back.
Yeah,
Then I'm good.
back.
I'm good.
That's how D&D works.
Alright,
You don't
yeah.
have sending or anything, right, Fike?
No, I got Bupkis when it comes to communicating with people.
Yeah, I think Bureau is the only one with sending. Bill, did you say we all have our own rooms? Or
Yes. Stedos, it's a huge estate, and Stedos provided you each with your own rooms, should you want that.
gotcha.
Sure.
I'm gonna put one extra cure wounds into my ring of spell storing, so I'm full.
Before you go to sleep.
Yes.
All right. So what do you have in there?
2 level 1 cure wounds and a level 3 haste.
Okay. Alrighty. You all find yourselves to bed. for a long rest. And you are awoken promptly by the unseen servants of the estate after 8 hours. You all come to consciousness, your hit points restored back to their full max, even the ones that were taken away by the cursed Willow of the Shivergreen. All your spell slots are restored. Your you get half your level of your hit dice back. All that good stuff.
All the good long rest stuff.
Oh yeah.
Um,
No longer blinking red, guys.
Yeah.
Like a rat.
for the moment.
Still gonna try to wake up
Thanks,
a little bit
man.
early, go through kata motions at least once to make sure, and then head out.
Fike's gonna put a fucking gaudy amount of makeup on. This is gonna die. I'm pretty.
If you wish to partake, Stedos has had the servants put out quite a bit of food for all of you.
Oh yeah.
Should
We
you
shall
wanna eat
need it.
before you head in. If you would like to eat before you head in, I'm going to take a quick potty break. I'll be back in like 3 seconds.
So D&D Beyond.
Yeah, be on everybody.
Beyond.
Remember to wash your fucking hands and
Be right back.
Stay
don't be-
away from
don't be
people.
Yeah, do what we're doing, and we appreciate everyone coming to the stream. We love the fact that we are providing some normalcy. I don't know how many people are here, but thank you for coming back.
I see
we love
potentially
you all.
4.
Thoughts and prayers are with.
Yes, thank you.
Thoughts and prayers are with everyone.
Stay safe, stay healthy.
Yeah, stay healthy, stay well.
Practice
and-
safe social
and
distancing.
stay the fuck inside.
Yeah.
Don't be like those guys I saw earlier playing basketball.
Stay inside, play D&D if you can.
Exactly.
Online.
I'm back.
Welcome
We
back.
lost Noxus.
Oh, we lost Noxus. All right. Well,
So we're going and
I'm just
feeling better, Fike, now that you don't have 5 max hit points?
Yeah, holy.
Skipper, and I got this.
I enjoy that
makeup's coming
almost dead
from,
Fike is the same as wasted Fike.
they're pretty close, yeah, my makeup's going from bright yellow to orange to red into like pinks into purple. So I'm going from full like sunrise to sunset all the way across my face. With a big
Nice.
cat eye.
Beautiful.
Drawing on a fucking mole that I don't have.
nice.
Going full
Gonna get
Marilyn
that beauty
Monroe.
mark.
Yeah.
Where is it
Vanya
at? Is it
has,
under an eye and is it by the mouth?
It's like right above like where the beard line would be, just because he can't do it down here because he's got all that scruff. So he's gotta make.
And elves grow beards.
Half elves can.
Yeah,
I
at least a little bit.
gotta, you know what I gotta do? I gotta get one of them glittery beard oils and oil this bitch.
Yes! Glitter beard! Glitter beard Fike!
Are you
Yes!
talking about yourself or Fike?
Well, my beard is
Can it
fucking
be both?
terrible.
Yeah.
He's cosplayed it with it. You just need to add that to your cosplay. It'd be perfect. Do it.
Oh no, I'll do it. Yeah.
Good.
I don't care about people judging me.
We need Dragon Con to be a thing still this year. We need all this shit to be over for Dragon Con, and I need to see that.
Yeah, like we had
Fike, don't give in to peer pressure. You do what you want to do.
let me do the glitter beard, damn it! You're not my dad.
Beard, if you want to do the
You're
glitter
not my
beard.
supervisor!
Glitter beard sounds fucking sweet.
mom.
We're all in agreement of this glitter beard.
Go glitter beard.
Go, Glitterbeard, go.
That's
Follow
a
your
stage name
dreams,
in
Glitterbeard.
Craghammer. Father Glitterbeard.
Oh well, you know.
Alrighty.
If I survive.
As you guys are sitting around the table eating food, is there any conversations you guys would like to have before we?
Is there? I know we saw a bunch of like alchemy sets and anything. Is there any potions that we could acquire? Since I detected magic.
By conversations, I meant within the party.
So what the fuck did you all do to Basvir to piss him off this badly? I've been chasing him for
Almost.
literally years, and he hasn't tried to do anything like this to me.
Almost kill him.
We
Well,
he
That'd
was
probably do it.
not the
was-
first time, but
the first
he
time
was-
he was gathering residuum.
in Drenna, yes. He made some sort of deal, perhaps, with some hags. We know it's not the fine details of that, but he pretended to be the leader of the town and was collecting residuum from the waters.
He would make himself look like the leader.
You don't know what residuum is, Vanya.
Yeah, he's kind of assuming that it's like something that eats people or something.
Close enough.
He's like, oh look, a residuum. Like, no, that's just a cow. What are you doing?
I know what a cow
Visual,
is.
Yeah.
it's evil.
We were not able to do much then, unfortunately, but he came
He
after
ran
us
away.
more recently.
That was
That was true.
Well, honestly, surprised I would be if encounter we do him in this plane he set up.
He does tend to just keep teleporting away and laughing whenever I get close to him.
What are you doing?
Yeah, Ren just glares a bit at that. Came as close.
You saw the cat paws coming in?
Bureau looks at you, Vanya, and says, what exactly kind of encounter have you had with Basvir?
I'm intrigued as well.
He was... I stumbled upon him trafficking people in Wildmount. I took exception to that. And, we fought. He teleported away. I chased him across the ocean and washed up in Stilben. We fought again, and I started trying to find where he went to after that.
How long ago were you in Stilbend?
I don't know, how long ago was I in Stilben?
That would have been... Hold on. That would have been right around the day of challenging, actually.
Come on.
It was
So
a couple weeks ago.
Almost a month ago.
Oh, yeah, it's been that long.
Yep.
He was in Stilben, and then he was like, nah, let me go fuck with these. Let me get these assassins across the sea, and then came fuck with us.
He doth seem as to,
No,
what is
he
the
was
phrase,
in
get around?
Wildmount. He was in Wildmount. That was years ago. And then he traveled across the sea to Stillbend from Wildmount, where he ran into Basvir again. And that was around a month ago. And then he ended up making his way to Amman, hearing about the Day of Challenge, wanting to compete in it, showing up too late for it, not realizing that it was too late. And then heard about you guys, tracked you down, and you guys know the rest.
I spent a few years just chasing him around Wildmount as well, and fucking up whatever myriad things I could.
So, why do you hate him? Could have just, I thwarted his plans, unsaved, and then about your life. Why are you still chasing him?
Because I hate him.
Why?
The proper punishment needs to be done out.
Well, I mean, I hate all Dragonborn who enslave people, yeah, too. But you don't see me going after people right now. Like, why are you chasing this dude? What did he do to you?
He is basically the incarnation of everything I hate in this world. He uses his strength to prey on everybody who's weaker than him. He laughs at my attempts to fight him honorably. Do you know he once paralyzed me with wizard bullshit, and then made me watch while he started killing people, and laughed at my horror? And every time I get close to the fucker, I find out something new and horrible that he's helping the Myriad to do, and he laughs in my face and runs away.
Miserable coward he is.
He is. I hate him.
Wait a second. Do we
I would
all...
like to make an insight check to see if there's some.
Make an insight check.
Dum, dum, dum.
What exactly are you trying to insight as well?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm trying to find out if he is like. It's to me in Knox. It seems like he's being genuine what he's saying, but Knox feels there's something more
Okay.
that he's not saying, and that's what I'm trying to insight.
Okay.
That was an advantage. Okay, that was good.
Vanya?
I mean, there's a laundry list of other fucked up things that he's done over the last several years of that Busfear's done to him over the last several years, along the same lines. But that's more or less the summary of it. Vanya's not really one for hiding things.
Yeah.
So there's not like one specific thing that he's keeping. Okay, I get it.
No. Yeah, I mean, there's several. You get the sense that there's probably several more stories of horrific shit that Bosvir has done to and around Vanya that he could tell you, but he just assumes not have to relive them all again at this table of food. So
Yeah.
he gives you like the worst couple.
So,
Yeah.
quick theory time. Do we think when he's disappearing that he's going there in a point, in a wayward direction? Because the amulet's probably not in the room with us, but...
No,
I doth not believe so.
I don't think so.
I mean,
From the
no
letter, he
idea.
seemeth not to wish to confront us directly anymore. Why wouldst he go there?
I mean, technically speaking, Bureau says, technically speaking, it's possible when if it's a teleport that he's doing, which I'm not sure, then he would have to go somewhere else on this plane of existence. However, if he is plane shifting away, he could go to any plane that he is familiar with, whether it be one of the circles of the nine hells, this demi-plane that he has apparently created, or tapped into, or whatever it might be, or any other plane that he's familiar with.
Well, the only way we're gonna know is if we go in.
Which we are.
Yep.
So
Because Bureau is normally not one to just scarf down his food. Enjoy it. His plate is already empty and he's kind of sitting there. You can hear his foot tapping under the table.
Yeah. I'm gonna look
Everybody
over
done
to
eating?
I'm gonna look over to Vanya. Then perhaps if he is there, this time we canst deal with him. Together.
I certainly hope so.
all right, real quick. Did we all forget what Tharn said? If we kill him, he will come back after us.
So then we kill him again.
And he is
But
coming
that
after
time-
us and not others as he is doing now.
Yes.
But what if he goes after others to get to us?
He's already doing that now,
He's
Noxus.
doing that now.
Right. So
Whether-
what if we lock
whether-
him in this place?
How?
Do we know how?
Well, I
That
think
sounds
we
like more
figured it
wizard
out.
bullshit.
Well, I think
Still,
I
I don't
think we
think.
would figure something out.
Still, I don't think we will find him in that amulet sphere place. Highly doubt I do that he's there.
Well, I'm just saying, if he is there, and we do find him, Vanya, I know you want to kill him, but just think of this. When you kill him here, you're not actually killing him.
You don't understand how that doesn't make sense, Vanya.
I don't care if it doesn't make sense. I don't care.
I'm just saying, in your head, that
I'm
doesn't
going
make
to
sense.
kill him.
That's an illogical.
I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm going to kill him. He will be gone from this plane for a little while. If he comes after me again, he can fucking try.
Okay.
I'll take that challenge. At least
Your
it
funeral.
well, at least it means that he's coming after me instead of running away like a little bitch all the time.
Indeed.
All right. Well, as long as we got that covered, I stand up and I start walking in the direction where we're supposed to go.
And quickly pulls out journal, writes down little bitch, question mark, puts it away for later, and
Okay.
stands up.
You need to ask people what these things are.
She'll get to it eventually
so-
when we're not about to jump into a demi-plane.
Oh,
Out of character question. I
go ahead,
think
go ahead.
we talked about this before. Do we know that if we are to kill him on the material plane, that he loses power in the 9 hells? Or is there like a time limit how quickly he can like come back or be as strong or something?
Make a intelligence check to see how well you can remember what Tharn told you. If you were actually paying attention to him, or if it was one of those times where you just kind of stopped listening because he was rambling.
Probably.
Oof.
Probably.
Oof.
It was one of those times.
But it appears like it was one of those times where Tharn was rambling on and on, so you just kind of tuned out for a little bit.
Yeah. I can just hear his voice in my head. It's like, yeah, and then there was blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, you started listing things and you just kind of tuned out.
Yeah, just went.
Yeah, it just turned into like the parents from Peanuts, like wop wop.
That sounds like Tharn.
So hey, DM, is it still safe to say that like periodically, whenever there's like a rest or like when we're just at dinner, like do I have to say I'm still teaching them how to speak Draconic, or is
I assume you're doing it at this point when
Okay.
you guys have downtime. But like I said again, whenever you're doing something where you're not like dedicating like this is what I'm doing today and this week to it, like whether it's enchanting or learning a language or whatever it is, if you're kind of like parsing it out over this is what I'm doing in the limited free time I have while adventuring,
Yeah.
it's just going to take a lot longer for it to.
Yeah. I just want to make sure that I'm keeping up with making
I'm
sure
keeping
that
track
you know.
of it though, yeah.
Okay, I just want to make sure that it's keeping track. So like Vanya, when you're like walking around with us, you'll randomly hear like Noxus start. I don't know if you know Draconic, but
I do
he'll
not.
start talking Draconic to everybody, and you're just gonna be sitting there like, what is going on?
That's fine.
You guys make your way back upstairs to the 3rd floor, where Stedos is waiting for you inside of Terra's room, and he has the amulet sitting on like a little pedestal that he's brought into the middle of the room. And he says, "Feeling rested?"
As much as we can be.
Yes, very much so. Thank you.
Are you ready?
Nope.
I
Good
pull
choice
out
we have
my
not.
bagpipes.
As ready as we can be.
Bagpipes.
Yes, he has bagpipes.
I need to announce that I'm coming to kill him.
Oh no.
No.
Still do not think we will find him, but
We like the sneaky approach most of the time.
I'm not good at it.
I'm very good at it. I could sneak in this room right now.
you already are in this
weird.
room.
Bureau says, "I understand your need, Vanya, but maybe not right when we first get there. Maybe like once we know he's there."
Once we actually see him,
Yeah,
I
Yes,
will
there
let
you
him
go.
know.
Once you make visual
thanks.
confirmation, you go crazy, blow your heart out. Fight goes.
Stedo says, "All right, I understand that you're, but can we try and focus?"
Of course, sir.
Of course.
Let's go.
Well, I spent the last 8 hours trying to understand this device. From what I can see so far, I have not been able to figure out a way to pull you back out once you go in.
Oh, that's great.
I'm not going to stop trying to figure that out. So hopefully we'll be able to figure it out at certain point. However, I do have these to assist you on your journey. And he takes out, he lifts up a small chest that was sitting on the bed, and he opens it up. Inside, you can see 3 glass vials. I'm sorry, 2 glass vials and a what looks to be a rolled up scroll, and what looks to be a mirror that is held within some sort of platinum or mithril or silver casing.
Please explain what these are so we don't have to.
Yes.
The two vials of liquid you recognize quite easily as potions of superior healing. You open the scroll up and give it a quick once over, Shango. It is a scroll of remove curse.
Scroll of remove curse.
That would have been useful yesterday, but thank you.
And he hands you the mirror and holds a similar one. Says, "This should allow us to communicate across planes if you need to check in."
So you said 2 superior healing potions, 1 spell scroll.
One scroll of remove curse, and a mirror of planar communication.
Mirror.
Pass the mirror to Noxus for putting in the bag of holding.
Comms.
Looking at the scroll and then back up at shit, why am I blanking on his name now?
Stetos.
That is. A thought occurred to me. You wouldn't happen to have a scroll of plane shift ready?
Unfortunately, no.
Does anybody need those 2 healing potions?
I have 2 potions at the moment. Does anyone need one?
I have a supreme, so I'm fine.
I've got a greater.
Everybody
Okay.
cool with like getting a superior?
No.
Sure.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, you have a superior Fike. We have 1 more left.
2 more. I think we got a superior somewhere else.
I have the greater and the regular.
I have 2 greater and a regular.
Okay.
What do you got, Shango?
Let me check. I think a
Let me
greater and a
see.
no, and the regular.
Check what Bureau's got.
Uh,
That's not.
no, I
his.
used the greater one. Oh, right, I did.
So right now they're
Bureau.
all there is in the bag of holding is a supreme, and
Oh,
then the one that I am about to put in.
I have two regular ones.
Bureau has only a potion of greater healing.
I would say Shango probably should get it because he only has red. You guys cool with that?
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. That's up to you guys. I'm just telling you. He's got all the Bureau has is 1 potion of greater. So I just use that information as you will.
All right, Shango, go ahead and put in that you have the superior.
Superior? Okay.
Yeah, and if you wanna give your regular Bureau to even it out, that'd be awesome.
Sure.
Okay. Update his character sheet.
What was the spell scroll? What was the level?
It's a 3rd level spell. Remove curse.
Thank you.
Shango, you still got that potion of necrotic resistance, right?
Yes. Back, you wish to have it?
No, I have it in my inventory as well. I just needed to make sure I deleted it for housekeeping purposes.
Yeah, I added it to mine.
Just making sure.
So yeah, everything in the bag of holding is like I have it, or it's just whatever. So we're good. So
Alrighty. Stetos says, "All right. Well, from what I've been able to figure out, all you have to do to make this thing work is touch it."
all right, all at the same time.
Certainly.
I wish
Certainly.
you the best of luck, and bring me back my granddaughter.
No problem, Grandpa.
With I
No,
hope,
no,
sir.
no.
Roger.
All right, on 3.
He holds up the mirror and says, "Stay in communication."
Got it.
Aye.
Got it.
I'll continue to study this thing, see if there's a way I'll be able to pull you out. If it comes to that.
Most
That would
appreciated.
be very much appreciated.
Shall
All right,
we?
and he kind of steps back.
All right, everyone. On 3, ready?
Index finger out.
3.
So you all reach out
And boop
touch,
it.
Yep.
Group boop.
As you touch the amulet, you all feel a sickening sensation in your stomachs as you. There's a whooshing feeling, and you are dragged through the plains as you can see this etherealness around you as you go rocketing past what looks like a divine lattice and gatework, and taking these strange turns at different. I mean, there's not like a path in front of you, but just take these strange turns, rushing at impossible speeds, even faster than like when you do your scries, Noxus, and eventually.
Pitch black darkness.
Oh,
Do we throw up?
Fike's done this before.
hello.
This is fine.
Do we throw up?
Make a Constitution saving throw. Yeah, you're definitely like it's like careening in the Bill and Ted phone booth. Absolutely.
Oh boy, this will be fine. Yeah, this will be fine.
As you appear, you all look around, and you see each of you are in a cold, dark. It is almost pitch black. Those of you without dark vision can't see shit.
Goggles of night immediately.
Those of you who can see, look around. You appear to be in a rectangular room, standing on these slightly raised, probably like a foot off the ground, stone pedestals with these runic carvings into the stone. In the center of the room, there is a small pool of water that looks like disgusting and murky, and there's like a layer of like algae and film across the top of it. There's a smell of rot and wet earth and decay in the air. In the middle of the pool, there appears to be a statue sitting at the top of this little pool of water. There are several exits to the room that it looks like. It looks to be like it is worked stone. It looks and feels ancient in here. Like this place has been here untouched for eons. There's a layer of like dust and film across everything.
Is the
there's-
style anything like eons-ish or?
Make a investigation check. Or a history check, sorry.
History got. No, I don't.
No, you don't recognize it at all. However, you do, as you're looking around,
I guess a statue.
recognize the statue in the middle of that little pool of water as a familiar tiger-headed individual in a majestic pose.
What
with
an
his-
egocentric.
One of his reversed hands kind of outstretched in like a bit of a.
So, who said that we wouldn't find him here? It seems like we just walked into his fucking house.
There are what appears to be 5 exits to the room.
All right, no one move. Just to start. You, DM, you said there was a layer of like dust and film on the floor.
Yes.
Does any of those paths look less dusty and filmy?
What exactly are you looking for?
A common walked footpath or a trail?
footprints or something?
Make a survival check. I believe that would be if you're looking for like footprints and stuff.
Yep.
It's really, really dark in here, and you're having a hard time making anything out. There's so much like filth. It literally looks like a room that's been just left to sit and rot for hundreds, if not thousands, of years.
Oh, all right.
And
That's
the temperature
fucking gross.
probably from where you were to where you are has dropped several degrees. It's cold and clammy and damp. The walls look like they have like water kind of running down them a little bit.
Oh,
And there's like a
God.
film of like green something on the surface of most of everything.
All right.
Would this be a better opportunity for that divine sense you have?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'll do-
Fike. Fike,
Yeah,
you want to
yeah.
do it?
Yeah, sure. I'll cast Divine Sense.
All right, you use your divine sense ability.
Yes.
It's Fae, Celestials, and Undead. Yes.
Fey Fiends.
Fae
Undead.
Fiends and Undead. Yes. You do not sense any Fae Fiends or Undead within 60 feet.
Also, consecrated or desecrated land.
This feels very desecrated. Yes.
It's evil as shit. Like, not since the Spider Queen's babies have I've felt this amount of evil.
Well,
Oh,
that's not good.
please don't not remind me of that.
Feels worse than that.
I'll try not to scare him.
That's a
All right.
better.
So I want to look at the two like double door exits that are over here, and I want to see what.
The double door exits up here. Oh wait.
Yeah. So this one here, and I want to look at that one there, and I want to see what people
That
like.
hallway doesn't appear to have a door to it.
Okay. How far can I see down it? Well, I can see. I have like the 120, but you know.
Oh, all right. So, you can see from where you're standing that.
Okay. Well, there's a hallway.
Those of you, is there anybody who doesn't have dark vision?
Me.
Shango, do you have dark vision?
I got the goggles of night.
All right, you've got goggles. So Vanya, you're the only one who can't see shit.
Yep.
All right, so Vanya, you're just standing in pitch darkness, and there's these delightful smells coming into your nose.
You know, smells like somewhere Busfier would live. Somebody give me a hand and drag me in the right direction.
Yes, just I'll very carefully like step off the pedestal and head towards him.
All right. So you guys will notice on this map, I have disengaged the grid. So just if perchance we happen to get into combat,
Perchance.
you never know. If perchance we happen to get into combat, just kind of use. We'll kind of work together. Where I can do like you can tell me where you want to go. From the center of your token.
Okay.
Use
right in the eye.
This thing, and then like you show me where you want to go. Then I'll draw the same mark over your token, so that you can figure out where to move your token to.
Cool.
Sounds good.
Trying something a little bit different, so it's not as restricting.
I like it. I like it a lot, actually.
Yeah, we're gonna be 5.1 feet. Like, oh no, you're out of melee range. Fuck.
It's also going to make things like that
integers.
a little bit loosey-goosey, so, you know, if I make a ruling that you're not quite close enough, not that you guys ever really argue with me, none of you do, so I appreciate that, but...
You know what? I'm gonna start arguing right now.
No. Why
Fuck
would
you!
talk him here? Why would
Fuck
you
you!
talk him here?
But anyway, so if you guys want to, you can move yourselves around the room if you'd like, but you step off the pedestal, Fike, and as you step down and your foot hits the floor, nothing happens.
Okay.
I'm just making sure that the statue doesn't breathe like noxious gas and shit. That's why I was the first person to
I'm
step
gonna
off.
step down.
You don't appear to have activated it yet, so...
Some
Cool.
Some light
Adonis,
Yeah.
that's a hall. Or sorry, yeah, Renata. That's a hallway, and there seems to be two directions you can go. So
That I
be
believe I
careful.
can see from here, and like peeks around, like
Yeah.
looks through the
Yeah,
goggles.
so you have a 60-foot,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Renata, so you can. Yeah.
Yes, I can see that.
Some,
Wait a
some might
second.
be one in here.
Why are we going down that hallway?
I
the other
am not
ones are
going anywhere
doors.
yet.
Right. Well, let's use what we know about this place a little bit to our advantage. What would be the most ostentatious thing to do the second you pop into your house?
Smash
Is open
that.
a set of double. Is well, yes,
And I pointed this at you.
yes, but you would heroically open up a set of double doors for a job well done. So that's my vote that we go that way.
I was thinking that.
I doth not know what to think of your ability to get inside Rakshasa's head, Fike, but I suppose it is a start.
I've spent most of my time inside people's heads, so
Well, let's go to the double door then and start looking around.
yeah, I'll make my way to the double doors very carefully.
Right.
As
Um,
as well as I.
I'll get Vanya to grab the back of my shirt, and I'll just
They'll follow along behind you.
All
I'm gonna
right.
take a look at the runes, try to figure out if I can discern what they're for, if they're just the targets of the amulets or anything else.
All right. Shango, make an Arcana check. Biro will assist you to help give you advantage, but I guess that if you want to roll again.
Yeah,
but
get rid of that.
But as you inspect the as you inspect the pedestals, they engraved in them very much remind you of the magical runes that were engraved in the amulet. You get a sense that this is essentially an anchor point for transference from contact with the amulet to this plane of existence.
potentially as a way of exit, we could use them to get back.
Hopefully.
You kind of step off of them, step back on. It doesn't seem to do anything.
Yeah, I figured not that easily, but maybe.
Fike and Noxus, you guys go over to that double door. They appear to be made of solid steel. They're mostly rusted, especially at like the hinges and other places. Like water has been running down them. They're kind of damp. They also have that same film that kind of covers everything down here. They have these ringed door handles on them that kind of like look like you could like pull and like let go and they would bang against the door. But they are sealed.
Well, this is interesting.
yeah. I'm trying to figure out whether it would be if he came into here specifically, or if somebody was teleported into here. What would they do? I guess the path of least resistance would be the way you were looking, but
Path of least resistance would be the one without doors, I would think.
yeah. I don't know. Alright, if you guys just need me to scout ahead, but I'm gonna just investigate the door just to see if it's a trap.
I will help him as much as I can.
You're investigating the door for traps.
Yes.
Make an investigation check.
Would he get advantage because I'm helping, or?
Are you proficient in investigation?
I am not.
I also rolled a 4, so it doesn't
Well,
really
even
matter.
with it, you rolled a 5. So
It's okay. It's okay.
it's gross, and you don't really want to get too close to touch it.
So I'm like, I could no, that's
Hey.
disgusting.
It's like, yeah, no, never mind.
Like I
Yeah,
could put on
no.
gloves, but then I'd waste these beautiful gloves. So.
Yeah. So
All right. Yeah, I'm not going through there.
Vanya, are you in need of light?
I have a drift globe. I haven't lit it yet because I figure that we're trying to be sneaky,
Okay.
like you guys told me before we showed up.
I forgot about the drift globe. Yes.
That is appreciated.
I'm good for now.
All right, let's go down that hallway, guys.
That sounds like a good idea.
I'm
Do you
gonna
want me to
send
scout ahead?
Zephyr out ahead. To
You're
Just
gonna
the
be
send-
careful.
You're gonna send Zephyr out ahead.
Yep. She got dark vision. 60 feet, I believe.
All right, where can you just ping where you're sending, like send her and stop kind of thing? All right, so you're just sending her right there.
Yep, like to this intersection.
Make a perception
Um,
check for
and
Zephyr.
flying, if that matters, like hovering a foot or so off the ground. Let me check.
Well, she has wings, so she can't really hover. She's not a hummingbird.
Yeah, but like
That'd be
as she was going
amazing.
down,
Hummingbird cat.
hummingbird cat. Sorry, perception +5.
It would be amazing. Yes.
Need to make a thingy for that at some
The
point.
purring would be insane.
Ooh, natural 20.
Natural 20.
Nice.
Clint, you need to teach me how to make.
Her purring actually sounds like a buzzing bee. All right. So Zephyr heads into the middle of the hallway there.
Yep.
And reveals there is appears to be what is a T intersection. To the left, there is more of those steel double doors that Fike and Noxus were investigating. To the right, there is what looks to be like a plinth where a statue probably sat on, but it appears to have shattered and crumbled. The only thing that's left are the feet and legs up to about the shins. As the hallway also to the downward or to the right goes on to what looks to be an intersection.
Gotcha.
And just where that statue is, there also appears to be like a direction to go like that way as well. She doesn't see anything out of the ordinary other than that same kind of disgusting film and grossness that's kind of all over everywhere else.
Gotcha.
Can you
We're
see
in the
better
sewer.
direction?
We're literally in the shit. That's what's going on.
Yes. Well, a direction we should pick, and off we go.
Oh, might as well go down the hallway.
Well, start that way. Peek back at Shango. Did Zephyr see a better direction from here that you could think of?
How is better? We have doors and no doors to offer.
She just kind of gives a shrug.
Yeah. I
I'll,
say no doors to open till we have to. Question mark.
Very well. Can start this way if people want to.
Yeah, I'll follow Ren. I'll kind of give Vanya to Nox, because actually Nox can see a lot better than Fike. And I'll just back Ren up.
Okay.
I'll take another look at that statue of Basvier and fight the urge to just smash it into pieces.
It's probably good Vanya can't see it. He might have done that already.
It is a good likeness of him from what you can remember. Um, it does seem to be slightly cleaner than the rest of the environment.
Oh, just slightly. It's not like
Just
sparkly like
no,
compared to
just slightly cleaner.
Gonna
Just
try
a
to
little
peek
bit.
around this corner here.
All right, you come up to that corner and peek around. Um, as you do, you see the hallway kind of opens a little bit wider there. And in the corners, there appears to be two more uh, small statues in the corner of each one. One appears to be what looks like a representation of like a paragon warrior, like a shining knight, though still covered in all the same filth as everything else. The other one appears to be more of a, spiky armored evil representation of like an evil warrior,
Hmm.
for lack of a better term.
Any of
And
these imagery
between
seem
them,
familiar to, or like any kind of like legend or like
make a history
iconography,
check.
Old magics.
right? History.
Also, between the two is another set of those steel double doors
Mm-hmm.
that are closed. History. I mean, over the aeons, there's been all sorts of, the opposites kind of
Mm-hmm.
representation, whether it's in warriors or other aspects of nature or all sorts of things. But uh, nothing sticks out to you really.
Mm-hmm. We'll just relay what she sees back, and then since people mentioned not going through doors as long as possible, we'll try to head past the broken statue, and towards this hallway to see what's around the corner.
Alrighty. As you continue on down the hallway, you come to that intersection where that little turn leads to what looks to be dark, damp, deep brown wood double doors that look to be iron reinforced, the iron extremely rusty. And the other direction appears to
More hallway.
go to more hallway, which ends in another pool of that, like a half pool, maybe something that used to be like a fountain, but like a half pool of that murky, disgusting water that also has, much like the pool that the statue sat in, like there's almost like a layer of like algae or slime or something that sits over the top of it, so you can't really see into it. You can see that it like ever so slight, it's almost completely still, but just ever so slightly moves, which is how you can tell that it's water. It's on water as opposed to not just a solid surface.
Yeah, she started heading that way to examine it, and then like the smell hits and pulls out a handkerchief and just. This place is the worst.
Yeah, that's like pond scum or something.
Lovely.
But we hath come to nothing but doors at this point.
Can I check this area in front of the door here for signs of foot traffic or tracks?
Yeah, make a survival check. 11. You examining the hallway, unable to determine between what is the footprints of your compatriots that have already come through here and what might be something else. Cortanis, you said you were going down closer to that pool.
Just a little bit, and then like paused as soon as the smell hit.
All right, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw for me.
Fuck.
Ooh, wisdom.
This is
Expect a
fine.
con.
This is fine. This is not fine.
Um,
I'm gonna.
your vision kind of flashes, and you're no longer in the dungeon that you're in. You're back in your old brother's chamber as he is strewn on the ground in that moment from your past where he was in conflict with a certain someone in agony and pain screaming out for you.
Oh, fuck.
And then in a flash you're back to where you are right now.
Just
Do we notice anything?
Ren,
You don't
right?
really notice anything except she kind of breathes heavy a little bit.
All right.
damn Drakshasa.
I would like to walk up to these doors, and I would like to try and press my ear against, see if I can hear any behind the door.
Ooh, gross.
Your little ear hole.
Mhm.
Make a hearing based perception check for me. 16. You press your head to the door and listen for like a solid 30 seconds.
I hold my breath while I do it too, just like when we were kids. You have to hold your
And
breath to hear.
you don't hear anything. Ren, Shango and Fike, you kind of notice Ren kind of spaces out for a second.
Ren, are you alright?
I shall be fine. Doth not get any closer down this hallway. And she's gonna step back away from it and shake her head.
Alright. I'm gonna investigate this set of doors for traps.
Make an investigation check. They are equally disgusting to the steel doors. Maybe a bit more so because they're wood and they have like some sort of like almost like moss growing on them from being perpetually wet. They do not appear to be trapped. They are locked.
I'll take out my lockpicking set and I'm just go. Alright, we need to pick one direction. Might as well be this one. And I'll just start working on the lock.
Respecting
I
that.
will, while he's doing that, I will walk over here and I'll be like, "Hey, what's that?"
Not any closer. Noxus just like puts out the flat of her blade so he can't pass.
That door is no longer locked.
And the hinges are fucking pristine and not rusty anymore.
That is an X lock.
Cleaned it while you went out.
But you work your thieves' tools into the lock, and in a matter of seconds have found the tumblers. And with that natural 20, you actually find the trap that was on the door that you didn't notice before, and are able to disarm it before continuing to unlock the lock. The door is now unlocked but not open.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna peek this guy. Just have my back, and I just slowly
Step up
start
behind
to
Fike.
push the door slightly open, just so I can get a look inside.
All right, so you press the door open just slightly. As you do, you hear a grinding of stone from the other side. There's like this steady sound of grinding stone, and then you hear these, which sounds like, and you can see these flashes of what look like firelight coming through the crack of the door. As you open it up a bit more, you see this column, this stone column in the center of the room now, that is rotating at what appears to be a consistent speed, and at an interval you're not able to figure out as of yet. There appears to be at different spots on the vertical section of this column in the center of room, these jets of flame that fire out at different intervals in every direction, that go from the center portion all the way to the outside of the wall as it rotates, and these different intervals of jets of flame just shoot out in random directions, or would appear to be random directions.
Insert Mario
each-
dungeon level music.
Why would you trap this room? That doesn't make any sense. Like even the reward to getting into this room is more fire. That's
And
Maybe it's
'cause
trying to
that's
get
just
out
how
of this
much
room.
place sucks.
no.
And across the room, you can see through the break in every once in a while in the jets of flame what appears to be 2 more sets of those double doors.
The flames go all the way out, right? To
Yes.
the doors.
They go all the way out to the border of this they go all the way out to the border of this chamber.
Gotcha.
And when every once in a while one shoots towards you guys, but stops just short of where the doors are. You can now see, as you take a little bit of a closer look, Fike, there are scorch marks along the wall all the way around. It appears.
Hey, would it be safe to say we should try another?
Oh yes, but
What's beyond this door?
Perhaps.
I mean,
Biero, would this be a good time if we aren't on the same plane as her now? Would sending to Terra work? Maybe she knows a bit more about where she is.
Potentially, I can give it a shot. I can't believe I hadn't thought of it already, but yeah, let me.
All right, Bureau, you haven't been yourself.
I'm feeling a little absent today. I apologize.
It is a difficult situation, we understand.
There's the obligatory
Bureau casts sending to Terra and says, Terra, it's Bureau. We found your room and the locket. Please tell me you're alive. We came through the locket to try and find you. He stops the message and waits for a second, and you watch his eyes light up as it appears he's getting a response. And he says, she's alive. She's somewhere in here. She's gone through many dangers and is holed up somewhere, but she's run into different creatures she's had to fight off. I forgot to mention one of the other things Stedos gave you when you in that chest was Terra's spell book, which was left behind. And he says she doesn't have her spell book and she's running low on spells.
We'll say we gave that to Shengo.
She doesn't know where exactly she is. It's easy to get turned around in here, she said.
just by the giant fire of column of fire just shooting out, does it look like there's anything lights up, like it would be a off button or switch or pushy block or anything like that?
Make a perception check. Uh, 22. You kind of get real close and peek around, and you can see that there is a little alcove over here that appears that the flames don't quite reach into there, and you can see a small instrument panel on the wall.
All right, well, I just pull out just my shield and I go, I am gonna go shut this thing off.
Wait,
Would you hold up?
perhaps. Is there anything I can help with if I know? I'm just gonna like look in.
What are you trying to?
See, did he tell us anything about what needed to be done?
I don't know if he did or not.
That's what I'm asking. Fike.
Yeah.
That's just yeah. It seems like there's a small spot where one would put an off switch of sorts.
Mm.
And I kind
Where?
of just point like towards the southern part of the southern part of the room over there, and I go, and I'm like using my shield to kind of like block her in case one of the bolts goes stray.
Mm-hmm.
Safe with the flames, it is.
It appears so, but that's what the shield's for, just in case
Space.
it's not.
Space for 2 it has.
I don't know.
Potentially be a tight squeeze, but
I'll go with him then.
Take you there, I can.
Oh, even better.
I mean,
If it's simply a matter of timing and potentially something dexterous, I am more than able to get through a bit of flame.
if it's a trapping device, I'm more capable. No offense.
No, certainly,
Cool.
but better with
it
2
just-
in this particular instance, I believe. Just after what happened yesterday, just not letting him go alone on
I
this.
have my shield out to block it. So
Mhm.
I'm being slightly more prepared. I think that if I start screaming, just hold the door open a little bit wider while I run out.
with your
Sure.
perception check from before, Fike, you think that in mechanics terms, you could make either a dexterity acrobatics check or an intelligence investigation check to try and either through intelligence figure out the timing of everything to make your way through, or use your acrobatics to nimbly kind of, gymnastics your way through without getting harmed.
And Ren will pick up Nature's Boon and gesture towards the dexterity.
If you wanna, feel free. But I'd rather you not. But I'm not gonna.
I could say the same at this point, Fike. Allow me an attempt.
If 2 were.
And looking back at Shango, you should save your spells. There may be more things to deal with later.
There certainly will be.
So I'm gonna cast the dexterity boost out of Nature's Boon for enhanceability.
All right, so you're going to give yourself Cat's Grace.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. So you have advantage on dexterity ability checks, and I believe you can fall 20 feet without taking any fall damage, and you always land on your feet. If it's something like that to it, I think. I think there's like a secondary thing with it. Like with that.
I
has to do
really
with
hope
it,
it has
but
you always land on your.
That'd
I'm
be
pretty
great.
sure it does. I'm pretty sure it actually does. If I
Yeah, what's the 5e version of that? Come on, give me.
enhance ability.
Enhance ability, right?
Yeah, falling
Yeah.
20 feet or less than. Yep.
Yep.
Sweet.
Amazing.
All right. So
All right, so whoever's going, you can make a dexterity acrobatics or intelligence investigation.
well,
Okay.
I'm not gonna get in front of Catherine Zeta-Jones over here. So
Fair enough.
Zeta-Jones.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay, go to shot. Just. And go.
25. Yeah, you watch as Cortanis does some sort of like gymnast floor routine from the Olympics, as she does like a couple back handsprings and runs across the wall for a bit.
Oh yeah, I have the
completely-
thing.
Yeah.
I can literally run across the wall.
I mean, technically, just walking across the wall wouldn't have helped you in this scenario. As the ports in the center column are kind of go all the way from top to bottom and shoot out at different intervals, and there are different holes like all the way around it. Not
So this just
on
helps it
one.
be more cool.
Yeah, but eventually, Renata, you find yourself in that little alcove
Mm-hmm.
at the southern portion, and you kind of brace for a second as one of the flames shoots out in your direction. You feel like it might have singed your ponytail a little bit, but it doesn't quite get close enough for you to get take any damage, but you can feel like the heat. It's like sitting too close to like a bonfire. That you can feel the heat on your face and you're sweating. And there's this strange instrument panel on it that you don't really understand on the wall.
If this is old, I might recognize it a little bit more than some people.
No.
Who knows?
Like, you recognize that it's old, but instrument panel.
Can I explain it to Fike and have if Fike knows how?
You get the sense that it would take some sort of disarming sort of check to turn it off. You can certainly try, though without proficiency in such things. Who knows what will happen?
Yeah.
And the entire time you're standing there, every couple of seconds, another gout of flame just comes like inches from your body.
All right. Yeah, she'd mostly just ask Fike what to do with it, and then go based on his recommendations.
All right.
Can you describe it? Describe it.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. She was describing, and then
because you're doing that, I'll actually allow you to make the check. However, it's just going to be a straight dexterity check.
Okay.
It would be at disadvantage, but because you have the cat's grace on you, it's just a straight roll.
Okay. Okay, here goes. Come on. Do the thing. Do the thing.
Julie, do the thing.
Right. Come on.
Do the thing.
Do the thing.
Julie.
It's a big map that might be slowing things down.
Oh, maybe. Because,
Yeah,
I clicked it.
yeah.
There we go.
There it is.
Hey!
21.
Or 20. See, there, went through twice. But
21. So after listening to Fike and kind of getting his advice, you take out a dagger and kind of remove the instrument panel and look behind, and there's all these gears and like mechanics going on behind it. And you kind of take your dagger and stick it into a certain spot. You hear a bunch of grinding happen as eventually another gout of flame comes at you, and you're like, for a second you think oh no, but eventually the pillar comes to a stop and the flames stop shooting out.
well done, Fike.
No.
They didn't know. They didn't know that we were.
We were what?
If they didn't know that we were here, they do now.
I mean, I assume it's just that panel, but
I'm fairly certain there's some sort of entry sensor. A place like this, best who knows who comes here.
I'll make my way across the room, and I'll kind of just give a very subtle nod of approval to Ren. I'll beckon her over to help me check out these doors.
All right.
Alrighty. Make an investigation check there, Fikey boy.
Funky boy.
They're icky though. I don't want to look.
These ones are surprisingly a bit cleaner as they've been pelted with fire.
Sanitize.
Also, yeah,
Sanitize
prestidigitation
all over
spray.
our
There you go, Fike.
These doors are most certainly locked and trapped.
All right, I'll disarm the trap.
Make a thieves' tools check.
Yeah.
It should have been 20. It should have been
27.
27.
27.
Oh, then you're screwed now.
Oh, no.
The DC was 28. Sorry.
As you get to work, you recognize that the doors, if they were opened before being disarmed, that it would have set off like a single blast of the fire from the center column. However, you're able to cut the tripwire, and now you can make a check to unlock the doors if you wish.
Fake MVP.
19. It takes you a little bit longer on this one, but eventually you're able to get the door.
And it's all that warped metal from being all hot. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you open the door?
I peek it the same way I peeked the last one. Just
All
inch
right.
it.
As you look in, you see a disturbingly somewhat familiar environment in the next room. As you open the door, and there's another center pillar in the room that begins to spin. However, as opposed to jets of flame gouting out from the center pillar as it spins, you see that these streams of this green liquid that as it hits the walls seems to burble and steam as these jets of what appears to be acid at different intervals from different heights on the pillar as it rotates shoots out, some of it splashing and hitting the floor just in front of you. And another two sets of double doors on the opposite side.
Well, I assume they're glass because otherwise the ass would have wrote it because this isn't a magic universe, and I'm just frustrated now. Lashing out.
It's magic wood.
Yeah, it's not like there's magic in this universe.
Fucking bullshit.
This way we want to continue on, or
No, I think this was a terrible, terrible fucking thing.
A room
But-
for every element, perhaps.
I think all the rooms are going to be just as bad. So
This doesn't.
I
Yeah, but it
second
doesn't
that
have an
nonsense.
alcove, and I don't see a way
there
that I
anything-
could disarm it.
Yeah, is there any...
Make an investigation check. You're not really one who deals with these kinds of devices. Looking around, you get the sense that, like the last room, there might be a way to acrobatics your way through the room, or figure out the timing on the pillar and the way it sprays out acid and everything. And maybe get to the other side and open the doors before you get hit or something. But you don't see, like in the last room, that there's any sort of alcove that will allow you to have some sort of cover.
This may have been a... just shakes it off. Perhaps another room.
Yeah, I guess. I'll,
what about those double doors in front of that broken statue?
did you guys check
Interesting,
it?
so-
Not
Not
yet.
so-
No, I didn't, but I didn't hear anything. Tried to hear if anything was back there, but it didn't sound like there was.
No, I guess I'll go back and I'll check those. Sorry guys, and I'll defeatedly just kind of start walking back towards the double doors by the knights.
Yeah, Ren's gonna follow him and put a hand on his shoulder and shake her head. 'Twas much
No,
better than
Polly.
any of us could expect.
No, Polly.
Good to see you
like,
back
Polly
on
just
your
needed for
feet
anything.
of sorts.
It's fine. I don't even care now. I'm just touching the Uki door.
Just frustrated at this point, like, fuck this place.
Yeah.
Fuck Bosvere, we all know that.
Fucking
So
wizard
you kind of
bullshit.
backtrack through the room that had the rotating flame turrets, back past that pool that gave you that unpleasant vision.
Yeah, staying as far away from that as possible, she rounds the corner.
Yeah, I figured. And you come back up to the broken statue and the doors. They look similar to the other steel double doors that you had seen, kind of covered with that same kind of rust and film.
Obviously not trapped because I rolled a 12.
You are unaware if it is trapped. It is not locked, however.
Okay. Oh, I get it.
Hmm.
I got it. Everyone get out of the way of the door. Is this door wood or
Steel.
okay?
Hmm.
Um,
All right. I get out of the way
so
of the door.
it is the statue pushed towards that back wall?
The broken one.
Yes.
You're trying to examine the rubble of it to see
Yes.
which
Is
way it
it?
was pushed over.
Yes.
It was pushed away from you, away from the doors towards the back wall.
All right.
There's all the rubble is collapsed behind it.
Does anyone have thaumaturgy?
So it's all in
This-
this direction.
Yeah,
This
exactly.
door
Shango.
might blast out. So, oh,
So you
I have
step
my
away
bones
from it?
here.
Mm.
Yeah.
I have Mage Hand. I can open up the door if you want.
All right,
Ah.
everyone
Wait,
clear the hallway.
Better.
And then
Everyone just step away.
Including you, Vike.
I'm moving. I figured it out.
All right.
Should
All
I
right,
do it, Jonas, or do you want to?
I can do it. All right, you
What are you
guys.
doing?
I was gonna open the door with my Mage Hand.
All right, so you cast Mage Hand, and you send your Mage Hand over to open which. Are you casting it to Shango so you can open both doors at the same time?
I don't have Mage Hand.
Oh.
I was gonna cast Thaumaturgy.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, that's
That's what I was saying.
that's also great.
See?
So you send your Mage Hand out, Noxus, and
Mhm.
as you open the door, you hear a click sound, and then a as a crack of what sounds like thunder goes off exactly in outwards into the hallway from the door, as you can see a few more shards of that broken statue get knocked against the wall and then fall to the ground, but the doors stand open.
All right.
Wait,
And I will look
there's a
and
second
see what
blast there
I
might be.
see. I'll kind of
Uh,
peek around the corner to see if I see anything.
You see, it appears to open up into a larger.
Then I will turn the corner and I will look inside the.
Peeking inside the room, it looks like a larger chamber, and on the far side of the room, on a slightly raised dais, you can see what looks like an old throne type chair with a large back to it and large armrests, but it's covered in the same kind of filth that you've been looking at so far.
I look at Shango and I point at him, and I go like this
I don't.
to try and communicate that I want Zephyr.
Okay.
Nox, can you go like this for me for a little bit too?
Yeah.
Just so I just copy that line I just did so I can see the angle of your. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Do you see it?
Yes, thank you. Just keep it up there for. Oh, keep it up there
Oh no.
for me.
It was like,
Like this?
Yeah, just all the way to the wall for me. Just like what his sight line would be, like hugging this little
Yeah.
this little angle there. Yeah.
hmm.
Um, looking in from that angle, it looks like it's a large tiled, what looks like would have been old marble tile that is not as gross and filthy as the rest. It still has some grime on it, but it doesn't appear to have that same buildup of like uh, uh, growth of like slime or algae or moss or whatever from the wetness inside. But it's still kind of gross, and you can see from the angle of the door, it appears that uh, here, here, and here, there's some sort of statues that go from floor to ceiling.
I'll tap my nose and point his Noxus up in him doing his flappy wings. And
Flappy wings.
yeah, I'll ask Zephyr to like fly in, make a circle, and then fly back out without
Do like a
landing.
figure 8 and then fly back out.
Yep.
Fly
Like, I
by.
don't quite see what's the bottom, but yeah, basically a small figure 8 around. It's like
Make
heart.
another perception check for Zephyr.
That's really good cat sounds, actually.
Yeah, I know, that was actually pretty good. 7. So Zephyr flies in, and the room is rather large. It appears as she flies in and around, she can see that, yes, indeed, that is like a throne-like chair sitting on a slightly raised dais. And there appears to be 8 statues around the outside of the room.
I presume with a 7, she didn't really see any sort of.
That's as much as you get with a 7, yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Yeah, I'll start like gesticulating with my hands, like trying to point something, then be like, clear, it seems.
I'm gonna glance back to Shango. Perhaps this mayst be a good time to pause and use your detect magic to be able to see around.
Certainly.
Knowing
Just
the
some
types
time
of
I-
magic here mayst help figure out how to deal with these.
Just some time I need.
So
Is
you're
everyone
going
all right
to-
with that?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Just asking if everyone was all right with pausing for
Yeah,
detect magic ritual.
absolutely.
All right, so you're going to take 10 minutes to ritually cast Detect Magic, Shango?
Yep.
Alrighty, so you kind of sit down, take out your book, start going through the ritual. Is there anything you guys want to be doing during his 10 minutes, or are you just kind of like sitting there waiting patiently?
Might peek
I
in just to
wanna
see what I can see of the statues, but other than that,
Yeah, I mean, I'd be looking more intently at some stuff in there as much as I can.
Make perception checks. Those of you who are looking, you're not going into the room, you're just looking from the doorway.
for the moment,
Yeah.
yeah.
18, 22, just you two.
I
So
would, but
looking in from where you're standing, you can see the statues appear to be of humanoid figures, and different. They're all different. They're not the same. Not the same individuals, and they all have what looks to be like some sort of plaque at the base with some sort of writing on it, but you're too far away to be able to read it.
I would like to cast Minor Illusion. I think I can do this, like right here. Can I do that? And just like a little small, a small Shango, kind of just running in a figure 8.
Oh god, Chibi Shango, oh my god.
It's a minor illusion, so it can't be quite that detailed. You could
Super Chibi Shango.
yeah, it's
That's fucking adorable.
How about just like a miniature, like something that would fit in the palm of my hand?
okay. All
Right,
right, sure.
right?
So you send
Mouse
a tiny
Shango.
little like 8-bit video game version. That's like six. That's not even like 6 inches tall.
Ren has to like cover her mouth.
Runs into the room, does a figure 8, comes back out, and nothing appears to happen. Shango, you finish your ritual as your eyes are able to pick up the essence of everything magical.
Right. They do the usual thing that they start slightly glowing, and my hair is sort of like electrically.
Yeah, like when you touch
flooding.
one of those like little electro balls that makes
Yeah.
your hair. Yeah.
Mhm.
Looking into the room, there's definitely a magic essence about the room, specifically on the throne and all of the statues that you can see from where you're standing. A combination of conjuration and transmutation magic
Conservation and transmutation.
and evocation magic.
And evocation.
Yeah, it's like a combination of the three.
Alright, I was just about to say no evocation. Alright. Yeah. Magical, the statues appear to be further traps, I expect.
All right. Well,
Yeah. Key to something, I believe they lean. Do I get anything from the throne close enough? Do I get anything from the throne?
From the throne, how close are you to the throne?
So I'm trying to see.
It's 30 feet actually.
Yeah, so it's not close enough.
No, yeah.
Crackle, would you be able to read the plaques below them through Zephyr's eyes?
Certainly. And the two closest we can read from where we are, maybe.
Those two,
Where...
you would, from what you saw, you can't see the plaques from where you are. If they're like the other statues, they would be facing towards the interior. Yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. In just a moment, and I'm gonna step up real quick, actually, to get close enough to this door to see if this door emanates any magic.
It does not.
While I'm at it, I'll peek into this room.
The little platforms that you appeared on emanate conjuration magic.
All right.
The doors in that room do not emanate magic.
This thing also not.
No.
Okay. Noted. Okay. So I'll come.
smash.
What was
What'd
it?
you say?
You can smash the statue now that you know it's not magic.
Noted.
True.
I'll file it
I'm an
away for
agent.
later.
On the way out.
Try.
I'm an agent of chaos.
Yeah, certainly I can have Zephyr help us out. So I'll try to send Zephyr back in. Does she need to stop in order to read them, or can she
Yeah,
fly
she'd
in
have to
do
be
like a drive-by?
because you're looking through her eyes,
Yeah,
and it's not like huge billboard writing. It's like,
yeah.
would you be able to read out of a book if you were flying past it?
Okay, yeah, that's what I was checking. I wasn't sure. It's not like a road sign that's like...
Yeah, no. So what are you doing?
Yeah, like send ahead. I can have her, if the preferred option that is.
I figured it was best to get as much information from out here before we enter.
Right. I'll gently let her down on the floor. She does one of those cat stretches. Back goes like all up.
Yep.
Like, you can do this, little one. And she struts in and turns to her right. Struts in, turns to her right, and looks at the statue.
All right. First, make a religion check for me.
Okay, that's with my stats, I presume, because I'm looking.
Yes, because you're looking. You're just using her
Yep.
as a sensory object. So.
Nice.
25. You recognize the image. It is an iconographic image of the knowing mistress, Ayun. in wearing her robes with her prominent third eye on the forehead, with what looks to be a large tome open in her hand. And you look down on the little plaque, and it has words on it in Celestial. Do you
Yes, we
understand?
both speak as last year.
Yes, I do speak
You do
Celestial.
speak
actually.
Celestial. It says, it says on the little plaque. It says, "Stand as a paragon of honor and justice."
Alright. As a paragon of honor and justice. I say that, like, describe the statue and say it's the knowing mistress and read it out loud.
Are they all gods?
You'd have to check out the other statues to.
Is that not one of the tenants of Bahamut?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh.
Sounds familiar.
Now here's an odd thing, right? Did I hear them say that? Because I'm hearing through Zephyr's
You're
ears, which
hearing through
close.
Zephyr's ears, so you just hear mumbled.
But it's just
talk.
around the corner, so.
yeah.
Yeah, but it's
Okay.
also through stone.
Yeah, it's just bumbled.
and,
Okay. Okay.
But you hear them kind of, and you're not like. I'm assuming you guys are like trying to be relatively quiet.
Pretty much.
Okay. Then I will. You will see Zephyr strut across the front of the door, and look at the next statue.
All right,
Thank
make a religion check.
Where did it go? This.
Not super hard. You recognize this as a figure of Palor, the Dawnfather, in his plate armor, with his head glowing light and appears to be head of flame, not an actual head, holding a large mace that has what looks to be flames coming off of it, with a dramatically billowing cloak coming out behind him.
Nice.
And on the plaque at the base reads, "Bravery above all. There is no glory in cowardice."
I again read it out loud, and then I go, "Wait, wrong. That is."
That's,
And I'll have Zephyr come back and come out of her vision.
We aren't finding a pattern here.
We are.
that's a Stormlord tenant.
Precisely.
Indeed.
See if you can find a dragon in there.
I think we should just. I'm gonna volunteer. I'm gonna go walk in this room and just see how. bad it is.
And we're gonna follow
I
and
think-
fight just so I can.
So far, no traps we have found. So
Yeah, give
Yeah.
him.
maybe.
I'm gonna step into the middle of the room and just kind of survey it.
Yeah, I'm
All
gonna.
right, so you're just walking into the middle of the room.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get past
Oh.
the statues and then stop on the carpet.
I'll
Following
again
the
stand at the
All right,
ready.
so as you walk into the room, you just stand there and look around, and
So yeah, I'm fine with this. Are the statues made of stone?
stone. Yes.
Look. All right. So what kind of gods do I got in like what positions?
With all of you in there, it's a little bit easier now, as you guys have all started to kind of get a theme of what's going on and collectively working together. Starting with this one, which was Palor, working your way around in this direction. You see Palor, the Dawnfather. Then Renata, you recognize immediately an effigy of the Wild Mother. And the next one. The next one, Shango and Vanya, you recognize instantly an image of Cord, the Stormlord.
I'm still blind. I don't
Yeah.
recognize shit.
Oh, you don't recognize shit. But
This
Shango,
may
you
be the time to
recognize-
turn on your drift globe.
The next one, you recognize Noxus as Bahamut the Platinum Dragon. The next one, Bureau recognizes as the Arkheart, Corellion. The next one is a little bit harder for you guys, but working together, you figure it out that it is Moradin, the Allhammer.
Hmm.
The next one being Arathis, the Lawbearer. And lastly, the one just to the southwest of Vanya right now, Ayun, the Knowing Mistress.
All
First
right.
one,
So obviously these are all the prime material gods, right?
They're
Ren
not
frowns.
all of the prime
Not
deities,
all of
but
them.
Yeah,
it
and they
Yeah.
all have.
the
I'll
biggest
just-
ones.
I'll just wave at Nox and kind of be like, "Bitch, really?"
They all have
Well,
inscriptions.
I
on-
didn't mean all, but these are all prime material gods.
Yes.
Hmm.
They all have inscriptions that belong to other gods, right?
Oh.
You haven't examined each of them yet, but
Okay. Well, I'll
What's
go do that.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'll do the one that has
Bahamut.
Yeah.
You see the plaque under Bahamut is in Celestial as well. Do you read Celestial? Yes? No?
No.
All right. So if you want to go around to each of them, those that can read Celestial.
Oh, yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Mike
go
will
help.
help because I could read Celestial too.
All
Yep.
right,
Look at
so
us.
you looked at the Knowing Mistress and the Dawn Father.
Yep.
So you're going over to the Lawbearer Fike.
Yes.
You look at that one, and it says in Celestial, be ever vigilant for evil. People are quick to forget the lessons of the past. Cortanus, you're going to... is that the Arkheart? Yeah.
Yes.
That's the Arkheart.
Yeah, I was just gonna do these two.
Yeah, that one says remain stoic and tenacious in the face of catastrophe. The one that you're at, Shango, which is the Stormlord.
Yep.
It says uphold and teach the importance of reason, perception, and truth in guiding one's emotions and path.
That's in front of.
All right, so Vanya, you turn on your drift globe.
Yep.
The room begins to light up with. You're just using the basic.
Yeah, I'm just using light. I'm not
Yeah,
daylighting.
so it lights up with what is equivalent to like torchlight.
Yeah, basically.
The room lights now. You can see it's a bit more clear. You can see a lot of it in color now. The floor is in that same dirty white marble that has black running through it. The throne appears to be made of a similar material, and all of the statues of the gods appear to be made and carved out of they're not actually carved out of stone. They appear to be cast out of some sort of metal.
Can I check two things? Like the first thing is, do the statues all have like a pointing arm or something along those lines? Like
Make
looking in a
a-
direction?
Yeah, make a perception. We'll say perception. And yeah, perception. We'll give you perception. The statue that you're standing in front of Cord, as most statues of Cord, show him wrestling some sort of beast. Right now, it looks like some sort of great minotaur that he's got like grabbed by the horns and is like wrestling to the ground.
Yeah. And so he's looking at the beast with both hands on it.
Yeah. Looking around the room, it does. I mean, a couple of them have their hands outstretched, like the one like Palor's has its hand outstretched, but it doesn't appear to be pointing at anything specific.
All right.
What does the Bahamut one look like? Does it look like just a person, like a dragonborn, or?
No, it looks like a grand dragon with its wings outstretched in flight.
Okay.
Can I check if the plaques where the reading is on are movable at all or loose, or can we
Yeah,
take it
that
off?
was my next thing I was gonna think of, Shango.
Yeah, you
Boom.
reach down
Sorry.
and grab the plaques, and yeah, they appear to come off. And there's like a little slot that they're all uniformly about the same size.
I'll take the one off of Court since I'm in front of it and hold it out to the group, assuming I don't know if everybody else does the same or.
I'll try it.
Vanya,
I'll pull mine.
Vanya will take this one off, which I believe is the core
That's
tenet.
that's the knowing mistress. The
Yes.
statue is of the knowing mistress.
And it has
Um,
this.
I'll take the one off of the bottom.
All right, and that's not the one that has the.
That had
core
Bahamut.
Oh, whoops. It was
Yeah,
one of
Ione
the
had
two at the
Bahamut.
door. That's my bad.
Did we read the Bahamut one?
Yeah, you read that
No.
first through
Yeah, that was
Zephyr's
the
eyes
first one you did. It
on
was the
Ione's
first one.
statue.
Oh, did you read the? You had
Not the one that I'm at. No one read
Yeah,
the one
I
I'm
was
at.
no,
asking
you
him-
did not
Oh.
read that one because he
Okay,
can't read
he's just
Celestial.
pulling it. Yeah, he's just
Oh.
pulling it off.
So I'll bring it over to whoever.
All right, so you bring it over to someone who can read Celestial, and you show it to them, and they read it, and it says, "Protect the untamed wilderness of the realm from exploitation and destruction."
Well, that one's
Like
easy.
the
That's
Wise Mother,
Melora.
that sounds.
Of course, that's Melora.
So I'll walk over to Melora's. I will. Is that one in Celestial?
It is.
Yeah, they're all in
Then
Celestial.
I will take that off and I will bring it back to them and I will show them and make sure I know which one is which.
All right, so you take the one off of the Wild Mother and bring it over to them, to
Yes.
Shango.
Yes.
Shango, you read it, and in Celestial, it says, "Create, inspire, and find beauty in all that you do."
Is that a Rathus?
No,
I
that is
believe
the
that's
Alcard.
That's the
Okay.
Alcott.
Okay. So I kind of speak loudly to the
Real quick, guys. Can we? I want DM's permission. Can we cross off on the ones that we think that we got on the map, so we
You wanna
don't end up
draw on the
backtracking?
map?
Yeah, just so I could just X out. I'm like, all right, we lined this guy up with their tenant.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
I'll allow you to.
I didn't want to,
Yep.
us put signs. All right, so
Can
the
I
one
do-
that you did.
the one that we are at.
The one that you're at. So I'm just gonna put an X on that.
Yep. And yeah, so I basically tell everybody, "Hey, I'm about to do something. Be ready." And I will slide the plate, the
Oh,
correct
sexy.
one, the Wild Mother one on the Wild
The one
Mother
that-
statue.
Which one? The one that says.
Protect the wilderness.
Protect
and-
the untamed
Protect the
wilderness.
Untamed
untamed
wilderness.
All right.
Yep.
You slide it in to the slot, and it slides in and snaps to it almost like magnetically,
Mm-hmm.
and nothing happens.
We're good.
All right.
I'll tell Vanya to take the one that he's at and
Yeah.
put it over to Court.
And chords, this one or
Yes.
this one?
Cord is that
This one.
that one right there. Yep.
Cool. I will walk over, take the one off of it that's on there, and slide it in.
You slide it in, and it snaps into place.
Where was
Uphold the
where was
truth.
the arc heart?
Where Ren is.
Then I will walk over there. I will take the one off of that unless she already has, and I will put
Yeah, I'll take it out.
the arc. Then
Take
I
it
will
out.
put the arc heart on there.
Okay. It snaps into place.
Uphold
Which one
and
was on
keep-
that we just pulled off?
Which
I
one
don't
was
think I.
on it?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
originally.
Remain stoic
Ah,
and
yes.
tenacious in the face of catastrophe.
I would think that's
I feel like
so
that's a
there's a rat-
Rathus. but-
yeah. So there's a
It's
Rathus
either-
who's over here.
If not sure we are,
Yes.
That's either Arathis or the Allhammer.
if not
Oh,
sure
good
we
point.
are,
Moradin.
Yes.
What's up,
If
Shango?
if not sure we are, wait till everything that we are sure
Yeah.
of.
Right.
Of course.
Right. So
Right.
this one over here. What was this one again? Right here.
That's
Uh,
Ioun.
no,
Ioun.
Ayun.
and on Ioun's was a Bahamut tenant, correct?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay. So Noxus goes, and after hearing that and discussing that, he'll go put the Bahamut tenant on the Bahamut statue.
Okay.
Okay, so now we have Paylor, right? It's Paylor.
Yeah.
Yeah. Paylor was
Ioun.
this one. Ioun
Yep.
was this one.
Yep, and then the Arkhart's here, and then
Yeah.
No, that's Morden.
No. That's no. That's not Morden.
No?
That's Erithus, I think.
Oh, that's
And then
Arathis, and
Yeah,
Morden's that
yeah,
one.
that's
Aha!
Morden.
I got those backwards.
Okay.
Uh,
So
Sand is a paragon of honor and justice.
that one was Bahamut.
Oh, that was Bahamut. Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like we're gonna have to start making religious check, guys.
Well, we have one person who's
Uphold and teach the importance of truth.
That sounds like a Ioun one, if I've ever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
So that used to be on court, so then we put that over to Ioun.
I'll take it over to Ioun and slide it on.
All right. It snaps into place.
Okay.
Alright.
So 3 more guys. So we have Paylor, we have Arathis, and we have Morden.
Did we
What are the tenants we have left?
Yeah.
Be ever vigilant for evil, I believe.
Be ever vigilant for evil. People are quick to forget the lessons of the past. This is one of the ones you have left.
Did we do remain stoic and tenacious?
You have not placed that one yet.
No, we're holding that
That
one.
one remains stoic and tenacious in the face of catastrophe, and there's one you haven't read yet.
What does
Okay.
that one say?
Yeah, we will go and read that one.
You go and read that one, which is on,
Allhammer?
which is on the Allhammer, which is on Moradin's plaque. And it says, embrace the company and aid of others. The efforts of the individual often pale against the capabilities of community.
That sounds
That
like
is Arathis.
Yeah. So everybody good with putting that on Arathis?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So we go and put that one on Arathis.
Okay.
Can we ping that one real quick?
It snaps into place.
Arathis.
I guess this one.
Yep, that's Arathis.
Yeah, that's Arathis.
Okay, guys. 2 we don't know. I don't think we've ever had any dealing with
Wait.
these like
wait a
directly.
No, because we know, because Darvin was a worshipper of Paylor, so
Tis true.
we, out of the 2 tenants, we can figure that out.
Okay. So one of them was about catastrophe.
One of them is stoic in the face of catastrophe. The other
Yes.
one is about being vigilant in the face of evil.
That
Allhammer
sounded
is
more
about
like
law.
Paylor.
Yeah,
Allhammer's
Allhammer's
about
about law.
law, but he's also about like dwarves, and
Right.
dwarves are stoic
Tenacious.
people if I've ever heard, but if I've ever met
Yeah.
one.
You are right about that.
Certainly.
How about the us holy crew? We just come in there and we're just gonna make a big old religion check.
Yeah.
Go, holy power, go!
I don't like.
Can we make a group religion check?
That's not gonna help you. You're gonna have to make a decision.
Oh no.
All right, I'm gonna go with what Vanya. I agree.
Stoic
Yeah.
broads.
Yeah,
For
I
the
agree. With
Allhammer.
Vanya.
Good guess that is.
Unless somebody
And then
has
evil
like
for Paylor.
definitive. Yeah, if someone has definitive proof that
Well-
nope, it's this.
What was
I'm gonna
open?
go with
Paylor, the Dawnfather, and Moradin was
More than the
open?
Allhammer.
Yeah, Moradin.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
So
2 you
Pay-
haven't placed yet are Paylor and Morden.
Okay.
Yep.
Paylor,
How
be
do
ever
we
vigilant
not
for
know
evil.
Paylor's thing? This is bullshit.
It's something about
It's so long
fighting
ago.
evil.
and we
Certainly.
Had,
Oh, the
light?
Miss Salt Earth.
What?
He was one of Palor's,
Oh, Miss
correct?
Salt.
We spoke
Yeah.
to the Palor temple. That certainly seemeth like against evil.
Yes,
Yes.
I
All
think
right, let's do it.
I agree. I do. Be ever vigilant against evil for Palor and
So
The
we'll
story
do it at the
dwarves.
same time.
No, don't do it at the same time for the love of God. Do it one. Oh,
Well,
yes.
well, here's the thing: if you put one and it's right, if you do them at the same time and they're both wrong, they're both wrong. If you
Don't-
put them both at the same time and they're both right, regardless.
Right,
Or
but
it's 50-50.
something else might happen. Like these
Yes.
god statues come to life and smash us with their giant fists.
on
Okay,
Father
so-
Fica
No.
with this one after
One
the
at
other. No two traps we need at the same time.
Okay, so then let's put the stoic one on this one here.
You're putting the stoic one on which one?
Mordens.
This one down here.
Mordens.
Mordens.
On the all hammer. Okay.
Yes.
It
Are we
snaps
good with
into
that?
place. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know if you placed it.
Yes, yes.
Mhm.
You placed it,
All
right?
right. Yes.
It snaps into place.
And, ooh, Ver de Palor.
All right, everybody out the room, and I will mage hand that bitch on there.
Little
All right.
overly precautious that appears.
I'm gonna say you'll have to be in the room for that one because from out there you won't be able to actually see where it's being placed because it's facing out away from you.
Mm.
Take the hit. I'll take it, guys. I'll
Staying
take
with
the
you.
hit.
We aren't staying
It's
with
got
you.
it's got magnets though.
All right, I mage hand down. I mage handed.
Alright, so you cast a mage hand, take the plaque, and move it over to the Palor statue.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. And that one is the... Which one?
The evil. Something about
Be ever vigilant
big-
for evil.
Be
Something
ever
about
vigilant for evil. People are quick
Yeah.
to forget the lessons of the past.
that one.
Alright.
Yes.
You place it into the slot, and it snaps into place.
All
Does anything
right.
else happen?
Yeah, does anything happen?
Peek at that throne.
The throne is there.
Is
I
there
really
any sort of
had-
like iconography around it or any?
Make an investigation check.
Anticlimactic disappears.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Nothing bad would have happened because they were already ready.
Whoa. Yes, meddled with the wrong.
Ugh.
We did. So,
It has some sort of iconography carved in and around it, especially up around the tall back of the chair, the throne. But it's too you can't make it out.
Can anyone else understand this? It is beyond me, unfortunately.
What? Art? Yeah, I can do it.
Make an investigation check, Fike.
That
Is it like?
a
Oh,
cop.
he's gonna roll.
that
There
there's
is-
a carving.
Some sort of iconography around it, but it's covered with grit and grime, and you don't want to touch it and wipe it
Oh,
away. So you can see it.
I'm
Can I try?
Make an investigation check.
Hey!
You look at it, and instantly you recognize in one of the spots around it. It's almost like an arc going around. You recognize the symbol of the Stormlord in one of the spots. As you kind of you don't care. You just wipe all the schmutz away, and now you can all see there is in that arc the symbol of Palor, the symbol of the Wild Mother, the symbol of the Stormlord, the symbol of the Platinum Dragon, the Arkheart, the Allhammer, the Lawbearer, and the Knowing Mistress.
do any of them light up?
They do not appear to be affected in any way.
Are they in a certain order? Like the same
They
order
appear
with
to
the
be
statues?
in the same order as the statues, starting from Palor going around. From the bottom left arc up and around to the other side.
Renda's kind of winces a little bit. I am beginning to get the nagging feeling that this is simply a ruse.
Maybe.
Red herring?
Anyone as roots as go?
Precisely.
but the chair is suspicious, so I investigate the chair.
Wait, I have an idea.
Therefore,
I
wouldst a fiend
I wa-
have iconography of the gods?
I walk over to the statue of Bahamut and I pull out my holy symbol and I hold it close to it.
You pull out your holy symbol and hold it close to it. It doesn't appear to have an effect.
And I put it back.
Hey, Nox, why don't you read that tenet out loud while you're there? I know you can't read it, but just say the words.
I say the tenet being a paragon, face of evil.
Stand as a paragon of honor and justice.
Yes, that one. I say it out loud.
You say it out loud, it echoes through the chamber.
I say it in Draconic.
You say it in Draconic, and it echoes through the chamber.
Bill, I love this.
Right? Probably
Yeah, this is
is
awesome.
totally a red herring, but
Just to complete it, I'll walk over to Noxus and repeat it in Celestial.
You walk over next to Noxus, repeat it in Celestial, and it echoes through the chamber.
At least it sounds beautiful.
It does.
it does.
It's like Grecian or Gregorian chants.
Anybody want to try Infernal? Maybe Abyssal.
We've had Chibi Shango, we've had
still have
Eloquent
your-
Shango.
Do you still have your Detect Magic up, Shango?
It takes it lasts for 10 minutes. So if we took more than 10 minutes, is it 10 minutes? I believe
We've
it's 10
done
minutes.
pretty fast on that because we could all read it.
You
Well, three of
guys
us could
did
read it.
Pretty quick. I'll say as your Detect Magic is about to fade, you look over at the throne and it appears to be glowing a bit, pulsing
And-
with a bit more magic than it was previously.
And it
then your
wasn't
Detect
before?
Magic, yeah, and then
Okay.
it dissipates. Your spell ends.
Huh. The throne has started to become slightly magical.
Oh,
Oh, that is.
Great.
Could we be having
Yeah.
one of the teachings wrong?
Maybe.
Maybe we could switch those last two. That was the only ones we were faltering.
I doth not.
Shall we check all of them?
Maybe it is. Stupid. I start walking up towards the chair, and I
Fike.
go, it's all right. It's all right.
Did I
It's
get
only
a scoop?
slightly magical, and I'm gonna sit in the throne.
You sit down and lean back into the throne, and as you do,
Nothing happened.
you hear click, 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 dozens of clicks echo through the halls around you, and as you hear slams of steel and wood against stone.
Quickly and
Please don't
defensive.
open
No.
doors.
Wait, is the door that we're looking at open or closed?
Yeah, it's been open.
So it did not shut.
No, it
We
did
did-
not shut.
So we
I
didn't see anything
believe-
happen. We just heard it.
Pull out my spear.
Wait, I think we just unlocked everything.
Think so?
Yeah,
Oh.
but we should still be in.
Oh,
Two-
100%. But that's a good thing. I don't need to.
Yeah.
And I take my lockpicks and I just gotta tuck them away that I've had out in my hand.
Have we hear
Pretty
any
easy
other
to-
clicks when he got off the throne?
Nope.
Too easy this appears to have unlocked all the doors.
Yeah.
It could have disabled some traps. It could have done a lot of things, but we're not going to know until we go. So
Or couldst have armed
Let's-
others. This is still very strange for a fiend's place.
All right. Well, I will
Good
walk
move.
out to this hallway and I will see
As you
if that
walk
door
out
is
there
open.
and you look
Oh.
down the hallway at those steel double doors, they are open.
Hey guys, the doors are open.
Can I
Alright.
keep my
Those
drift
ones?
globe on so I can see?
Yes.
Yes, please do.
Dope.
I would not mind color.
You come
Can I
over
see-
there
can I
and
see
you
what's
peek
down there?
You can. Vanya, as you come over there and you peek down the hallway, which you're guessing from your good direction, as a barbarian, the room that you were transported in from, you see a large statue of what looks like Basvir, but the hands are backwards and they're tiger hands and there's a tiger head on it
I'll point to it and say,
for the
"That
first
is-
time.
That is Basvir."
That is the
Um,
real.
Of course it
Bosbeard.
fucking is.
And Biero mentions to you all, well, remember what Stedos said. He could have acquired this dimension, not created it himself.
Oh, I suppose.
And that's where we'll pick things up next week.
Hey!
Yay.
Good job on the puzzle, guys.
Hey!
Go
It's
puzzles.
Cord, right? Cord is
that?
the goddess Cord is fortune favors the bold, right?
No, that's the
Or-
Changebringer.
That's totally
that's
the
the
Changebringer.
Changebringer?
That's the
Yeah.
change bringer.
That's the I get a little bit of a nose tap for
Right.
that god right there.
Yeah. Well,
I
you
don't
could
know
have
much
gotten
about your
the.
tenants, but I understand that stupid shit sometimes unlocks shit. So
Wait,
You
what was
could have done
that?
some bravery
I was
above
literally
all.
just waiting for one of you to sit in the throne chair.
I was literally thinking about the exact thing, and
Same.
I'm like, when Vanya put
Yeah.
that together.
Yeah, I was like,
was
I was
not
like,
thinking of sitting.
I don't think. I think John knows what to do, but I don't know if Nox.
I was half expecting the throne to involve the Raven Queen, but
the throne should have been like ejected into the broken statue, like all Mr. Magoo style.
Boom! I actually,
that's probably
I
what happens if
actually
you
wanna know-
fail.
Yeah.
I actually, well, that's the thing. Like, Shango would have seen that it would have magically if all the plates were there, so it didn't, right?
It was magic in the beginning, yeah.
It was magical in the beginning.
No, it was not.
Mm.
So yeah.
Was magical in the beginning.
Oh, it was in the beginning?
Oh, so it probably would have. It probably would have thrown them off,
Could have
or something like that.
out.
Yeet. Just
The-
you failed. Yeet.
The throne and the statues were all magical.
Uh-huh.
Gotcha.
Good. Since we now know. No, you can't tell us. We're still here.
Big old punchy fists
I just
right
like
in
to
the
say.
face.
I just want to say one word: dungeon crawl.
Yeah. Dungeon
Yeah,
crawl.
we haven't had a good old dungeon
We
crawl
had
in
a
while.
dragon before. Now we have some dungeon.
Wait, who was that? Who was that one? Who was that one guy that we played with when we were doing the Slayer's Take, and he would say something along like this. I think it's the Changebringer.
The
gave it-
Changebringer provides that one.
Yes, yeah, who was that? And what was the context? Because there was one where he did it, and it just worked so perfectly. He's like, Changebringer provide.
I think it was like the first, or I think it was like my first session. It was like he got attacked by like 6 goblins in one round, and they all missed. And he goes, "The Changebringer provides." Ping, 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 ping.
He was a dwarf cleric of Palor.
Oh no,
And
no,
he
that
said-
wasn't.
and-
Was it?
Yeah, I believe it was. And he did get attacked by 6 goblins.
thought that
at
was
the same
Kajil.
time. But then he kind of like ran off and ran away, and yelled out, "The Palor protects those who protect themselves."
Oh, I remember that. That was so funny.
That was on the Barghast.
Yeah.
Hunt. Bargeist hunt.
That's
Yeah,
where Gil.
Fike, your first one was mine, and no. Yeah, your first one was with me and Dan, I think.
Was it? Was it
It was a werebear. It was a werebore.
Werebore? Yeah,
Werebore.
Werebore. Then it was Bargus for me.
Good job though on that guy.
Yay.
We didn't take a single point of damage this whole session.
No?
Yay!
Gosh, it's a first.
Teamwork
And,
makes the dream work. High
I don't think
five.
it's the
I don't know if it's the first. You guys have
Yeah.
had sessions where you've never not taken.
Yeah.
Well-
we had sessions without
In the
any.
face of danger. In the face of danger.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
Because we
true.
had
Those
sessions
other
without
times-
any.
In the
We-
face of giant columns of flame and acid.
Yeah.
When we walked
Surprised
away
you
from
guys
the
didn't wanna
asses.
keep going down that hallway. It's just.
Oh, we'll go back there. We'll go back.
Probably.
Oh, we should check the house
Probably
now.
all turned off.
Yeah, that'd be great. Hey guys, this door's locked.
I volunteer as
Unlock
tribute.
this door before I get showered in acid.
I volunteer as tribute to just knock down the door.
Fair.
Yeah, do you have a giant phalanx shield you're hiding somewhere that we could put in front of me while I pick this lock?
I got it in my
You do.
loincloth.
You do have a giant shield. His name is Vaughn.
Yeah, it's true.
Meat shield.
Exactly.
Who would like their experience?
Yup.
Please and thank you, 'cause I'm about to ding.
Shango and Ren each had 20. Nox, Fike, and Vanya each had 19.
math numbers are hard.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
14. So
You guys
ding,
got that puzzle
ding,
pretty quick.
Ding.
It's a good
I
thing
was
we
glad I
have some
remembered the
malicious
whole thing
people.
with the Salt Earth. Like, oh yeah, she was Palor. That makes perfect sense for evil.
Yeah.
At least in character having something to
Mess
do.
up those last two.
It's good we had Darwin and we had the thing.
Yeah. Look at us.
Oh yeah, David, we had another person who made a character named Darwin.
Oh my god.
Good name.
And we have Darwin, the original Darwin, as Bureau.
So,
Yep.
There is only one Darwin, and that is Bureau.
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
The Darv brow.
Yeah, he only lasted like 2 sessions or 3 maybe, but yeah, we had a cleric of like a late cleric or a
Yeah,
life
the
cleric.
sounds were the sounds of locks unlocking and doors opening.
Yay!
Yay.
Puzzle power.
I don't trust it yet.
All right, guys.
I'm gonna turn off the stream.
It
Thank you
was-
all for
yeah,
watching.
it was
Have a good
like
night.
Nice little thing where it's like, hey,
I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be. I'm a flying ace and fly through outer space. Hello, sweetie. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. I'm proud to be in whatever sitch, like singing on Twitch or playing D&D. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder. You may call me obsessive, but I just border on being a collector and being a dragon that sits atop my treasure. That's so shiny. I'm a badass asexual polyhedral dice holder, and my partner